Hello, y'all. Welcome to another one. This is Kev, and this is BMBBH. When you come in, please remember to hit that like button, and if it's your first time here, please hit that subscribe button. And yeah, man, it's these social media streets, man. Word on the street is that Steve Harvey has done it again. And what I mean by done it again, he has sent. Yeah, a word that is drastically overused, but becomes more and more necessary with each passing week, each passing year, because I'm really convinced that the relationship conversation isn't because the black manosphere is keeping it up. The relationship conversation exists because we have people that keep saying dumb shit and it gives people something to argue about, especially the miserable unhappy people. And the miserable unhappy people are all over social media taking in material, you know, that makes them even more miserable, more angry, more sad. But hey, if my thing is, if we just took time to reflect on ourselves a little bit more, the relationship thing wouldn't be such a problem. But since it's such a popular conversation, and we got men, black men in particular, such as Steve Harvey, that keep saying stupid shit, then we got something to talk about. But before we get into it, for those of you who frequent this channel and this program, I'm gonna have to do something that I'm not looking that forward to, but I'm gonna do it anyway. All right, smoke show Sunday night. I will remind you, of course, later in the broadcast that this is indeed happening. So let me play a little audio for you. Fair use, as fair use is scrolling across the bottom of the screen, along with other things that you can keep in mind as you watch this program. So this is about a minute, and just for contextual purposes, this will be the one sound bite that I'll be focusing on throughout this broadcast. So if you're down there in the chat, you can say hello, and I'm pretty sure the chat will be active soon anyway. So, all right, let me play this little tidbit for y'all, and I will let you know what I think. And for the replay gang, as they like to call themselves, let me know what you think in the comment section. All right, here we go.
What happened to men who were supposed to be responsible? Do you know that it's our job to take care of a woman and some children, to have a family? That's our damn job.
But what happens to when the woman tell you, I don't need a man, Steve?
Well, they need to work. Okay, if you don't, how that's working? You know how that's working? Who don't need no man?
I'm independent. I can do for myself.
Yeah, but why do you want to? Yeah, okay, you can drop a transmission. You can sandblast your house. But hell, do you want to?
No.
If some
Okay, yeah. Let's break down what he just said. What's happening to the men these days? You're supposed to take care of a woman and some children. He didn't say your children. He said a woman and some kids. Now, if I can find a better clip, I could break this down just a little bit further. But just in case you were wondering, um, I am Kevin. I am out of the game, and hearing shit like this, especially by grown men who are influential, um, it distresses me because like I said, this is creating a culture of men who don't want the women for life. They just want to kind of uh they just want to kind of hit it and quit it. So And I would probably say for the shit that a lot of these dudes have to deal with these days, rightfully so. So let me find a better clip. Let me find a better clip. I found a clip earlier, but shoot, just one moment. You know, fortune favors the prepared, but let's see. Oh, here we go. We got one.
There's a dude named Nuri Mohammed. I wish I had my phone, man. You could hear what this dude said about relationships. It's the coldest thing. He said, other than your relationship with God, who you choose to spend the rest of your life with is the single most important decision you will ever make. Because your other half will either your other half will be your better half or make you half of what you could. She will either inspire you to greatness or reduce you to mediocrity. And then
All right, that's an interesting thing. She can either inspire you to greatness or reduce you to make it mediocrity. The inspire you to greatness comes from a unique, special kind of woman. But why should you give anybody the power to reduce you to mediocrity? It's not fair to what your potential is and what your potential should be. So when you say stuff like, you don't know what's wrong with these young men that you will put here to take care of a woman. When you say stuff like that, is confusing and off putting to the guy. And here's my thing about that. Why is it that every time men like this talk, it's never in terms of it never speaks in terms of how that man can better himself. And this is the kind of things that these guys talk about when they come to spaces like this. These guys say they're looking for improvement, and then you got some old nigga telling them that, hey, you know what, you need to you need to do everything you can for a woman. And this is, I mean, and it's fine. It's great if you want to be in a relationship, if you want to be married someday, then maybe you should listen to Brother Steve. Maybe you should, because what he's speaking about is in terms of traditionalism. And I have to say, traditionalism has been dead for quite a number of years. And we live in a culture where we can't have it both ways. You can't have you can't have traditionalism and you can't have the modern way, because the modern way butts heads with traditionalism. And traditionalism traditionalism basically is the idea of what everybody is supposed to look for in a relationship and a marriage. But look, throughout years of conditioning and indoctrination and television shows and movies such as The Color Purple, you know, amongst other things, which, by the way, is not the only piece of propaganda out there, but it was pretty huge. Um, it created a culture of women who are strong and independent and don't need no man. That's what it did. So in order for Steve's claims about men and women and what role the man should play, you have to have a culture, a collective that agrees that that we should bring back traditionalism, which means that you have to bring back a certain set of standards. And the way people are talking these days, that's not going to happen. I mean, I'm even here to say that it's 2023. And then I understand that, every guy who has worked hard, that has built himself up, if he wants to, if he's going to actually settle down with a woman and not experience what this world has to offer, she's going to have to be somewhat traditional. She's going to have to, what's that word y'all like to use? She's going to have to submit. What Steve Harvey looks like he's pointing in the direction of is for a man to submit to his woman, his will, his energy, his 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 power. And that right there is not going to work, you know. So anyway, shoot, let me find another. I mean, it's not too many people watching right now. Let me see if I can find another. Let me see if I can find another video that fleshes it out a little bit more. Let me see if I can find the one I heard, you know. So so I can play it. Let's see. So I can play a better one for you. Let's see. Hmm. There's that 122. Let's see. See if this is one.
These dudes kill me. That's what's wrong with this generation today.
There it is.
These young boys today, what do she bring to the table? The hell you mean, man? What do your ass bring to the table? You got a woman that can come to the table that can make another you. What else she need to slide up to the table with? What about your job? What happened to men who were supposed to be responsible? Do you know that it's our job to take care of a woman and some children, to have a family? That's our damn job.
But what happens when the woman tell you, I don't need a man, Steve?
Well, they need to what? Okay, if you don't, how that's working?
Fair use on this.
You know how that's working? Who don't need no man?
I'm independent. I can do for myself.
Yeah, but why do you want to? Yeah, okay, you can drop a transmission. You can sandblast your house. But hell, do you want to?
No.
If somebody could get out there and drop this transmission for you and sandblast your house, why don't you go get your nails done? I'm not trying to reduce a woman to nothing else. Be all you can be. But damn, who don't need a man? That's a lie. What man don't need a woman? I tell you what. I tell you what. Try to live without her. Try to live your life without women. This ain't about la da da, man. This some bullshit without women. If it wasn't these dudes kill me, that's what's wrong with this generation.
So what do y'all think about what Steve said? That's what's wrong with this generation. What up, hybrid? What is up? What up, my people? Steve Harvey, aka King Simp, with his friends Derrick Jackson. Shoot, I don't know about Derrick Jackson. Derrick Jackson's starting to break down a little bit, and let everybody know what his real intent was. Which any dude with half a brain saw this shit in the beginning, such as myself. And the dead giveaway was this whole when he wrote that book, Single Moms Are for Grown Men Only. How do you process that much bullshit and put it on paper? But Derrick Jackson has predecessors such as Steve Harvey showing him the way, act like a woman, think like a man. Shoot, what's going on, RPM? Shoot. So, what do y'all think about what Steve said? Like, I'm gonna repeat this again. Why is it when these influential, famous men speak, like especially like black men such as Steve Harvey, DL Hughley, who else? Who else comes up in that mix? When they speak, it never is in terms of how a man can improve himself and become successful beyond his wildest dreams. Is always do this for a woman, do that for a woman. I would understand if he were saying things like, hey, you know what, add value to yourself. Add value to yourself. But he's not. He's telling you basically to take care of a woman and some kids. He didn't even say your kids. He didn't say land the perfect. He didn't land not. She ain't got to be the perfect woman. She can just be the perfect woman for you. He ain't say none of that shit. He said you are made to take care of a woman and some kids, meaning that you could be the best versions of yourself, and she doesn't have to be. He said a woman, like, what the hell else does she need to bring to the table except for making another you? She 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 has the ability to make another you. Now, let me speak to you guys as a father. I like being a father, but I am no fool. I am no fool whatsoever. Shoot. In the beginning, I was just like, you can have it one way or you can have it the other way. I'm not trying to stop you from doing any damn thing. But I'm not gonna stop pursuing what I need to pursue. And there it was. People love seeing women create life. SMH as a man did not plant the seed. Sperm is a living being. Under a microscope is swimming. The egg is stationary. Hmm, that's interesting. We were made to serve the Almighty, and women are the helpmate, but they're not willing to fulfill that part with all that equality talk. Yeah, that's what I was getting to. Is like you can't have it both ways. You can't have traditionalism and modernization under the same roof. Choose one or the other so your partner can adapt. Shoot, he's talking as if you got to be the biggest ass boy for a woman ever. And I'm sorry, I'm not gonna tell young black men that they have to do this. I'm gonna tell young black men in particular that you have to work toward being the best versions of yourself and to not make the same mistakes that some of us old niggas did. Because Steve is in his third marriage. And see, guys like him can do that. They can do that because they have money, because they're rich, because they're famous. So any empathy, Nightish, what's going on? Any empathy for whatever your situation is, this man doesn't have. It's like for me, Steve is to relationships what Obama is to uh, policy for African Americans, policy for blacks. There's no empathy there. There's no empathy there. RPM, I don't need a liability. Yeah, and somebody pointed this out, and I don't know who it was, so don't fault me for this. Why should a man have to work hard and build up all his resources just to give it away? Why does he have to audition to be a servant? Why do he have to audition to be a workhorse for a female who's not even on code? Shoot. You have more and more women saying that you have more and more women saying that, oh, you want a woman to cook and clean? Ain't you, mammy? You need to get her to do it. Ain't you, mammy? Okay then. You don't deserve a man that's gonna pay all the bills and have you staying here rent free. You're gonna pay something for it. That's why. Say men got to do men things for men's salary. Yeah, that's so hopeful. What's going on? Shoot, what the hell is wrong with this dude? It's not like it. What is Steve Harvey? Boomer? Shit, he might be Gen X. What year was he born? You don't clean up after yourself. You don't have your home you pay for. Shoot, let me look up Steve Harvey real quick. He was born 1957. So what generation is that? I believe that's the Boomer generation. This and what when you tell people this, when you tell people this kind of thing, this is what makes them resentful toward the older generation. Let me see. Yeah, Harvey is a boomer. Steve Harvey is a boomer. Baby boomer. What up, Rogish? Yeah, you at work? Think I'm gonna need you for this one. Shoot. Yeah, I think I get what Essa Hopeful was saying. To why she don't cook and clean. why should a woman uh why should a woman have to cook and clean? I'm like, you wanna eat? You wanna eat? Robert Nelson, what is up, man? He said, Kevin, he is a race trader boomer. Why are y'all giving him life? He abandoned his first son and twin daughters. Thank you for pointing that out. Think broadcasts like this need to be done. And I understand that you guys are clamoring for content that is productive, and you want to set up institutions and everything, but I also said there's important thing such as balance. Shoot, we got to have more men that are willing to say that young black men have to be the best versions of themselves. You have to work toward to being the best versions of yourselves, because you see so many young black men working to be the worst versions of themselves, and that shit is just not proper at the end of the day. I'm not gonna sit here and tell somebody they have to give up their livelihood and everything for a female. Now, be, because the construct of love, as it was defined when he was growing up, is different as to when how it was defined when I was growing up, which boomers tried to push a lot of shit on on the Gen X guys, and then it's definitely different from the way it's going today. And I'm going to say it again. The reason why the relationship conversation is so popular is because there is so much bullshit out there. So much bullshit. And no one's autonomous. People really, I mean, deep down, wish they could find a significant other that meets all their wants and needs. But Steve Harvey's not showing the way. So, yeah, let me drop this link. Let me drop this link. Oh shit. It's so hopeful. Women being strong and independent is in response to men wanting to be hoes. Is in wanting to be hoes. Like what? Like men wanting to have sex with many different women and not wanting to commit the one. Is that what you mean? So they decided, since they can't get a man as commit. Oh, here we go. What
What's
is
going on?
what's up?
Ain't too much. I like the name of your podcast, whatever, YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. All right.
Black men being brutally honest.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what I came here for.
Oh, well, okay. Appreciate it. Yeah, I've had this name for a while. I came from Facebook.
True indeed.
Yeah. So what is your thoughts on what Mr. Harvey's had to say?
Yeah, a woman being strong and independent is in response to men wanting to be weak and dependents, be taken care of and coddled.
Hmm.
It's like, oh, you can't cook, you can't clean. Okay, can you cook and clean for yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like if you got your own house, right?
Yeah.
You already pay your own bills.
Mm-hmm.
You want her to pay half of your bills?
No,
You
not
know what I
really.
mean? Like that thought process is what's breaking down family structure.
Mm.
It's not you know, cause this is the thought. This is what they're saying. Women are saying, I could do bad by myself, and who can blame them? Like, yeah, if I, why would I want to clean up after a grown ass man who can't clean up after himself or cook for his own self?
Mm.
Like, who wants to sign up for that for the rest of their life? This nigga ain't never going to pick up a broom, never going to cook a meal, not never. Like it's always going to be on me. Like I'm his mother. That's what I'm saying. It's guys that want women to be their mothers instead of their wives, and they're raised to be little boys, because the single mothers or whatever you want to call them, the absentee fathers, which is really the issue, are not teaching these men how to be men. So they'll get on YouTube and these these women are modern women and woo woo woo. Like, yeah, they are adjusting to modern times and modern thinking from modern men.
Mm. Okay, let me read this super chat real quick, and then you can continue. And then I like to say a couple things about what you're saying. Thank you, the Roger Report Live, for the super chat. Men that have been socialized to be afraid of women make the women are perfect arguments. Okay, Essa Hopeful. How much do you believe is like okay the views of the today's man toward being in a relationship with today's woman? Well, how much you think that is also the woman's fault that this is going on?
It's probably like 50-50. You know what I'm saying?
50 50.
It's like a stimulus and response. You know what I'm saying? You can't have one without the other. It's more like, okay, for every action, it's a reaction.
Okay, wait a minute. What about
No,
the
no.
reaction being something that favors the system as well, as opposed to just favors her?
Shouldn't and look, shouldn't it be that if I'm paying all the bills, if I'm if she doesn't have to pay a dime, I mean nothing, shouldn't she be able to do these things, perform these duties? Because I mean, this is coming from a man that can cook and can clean for himself. You know,
We all can.
yeah, we all can these days.
Better than women.
Now
Or
that's you want to know why we all can cook and clean for ourselves,
Yeah.
and this the honest to God truth.
we know
A
why.
lot of black men grew up with just a mother, and their mother didn't attend to them, and they
Uh,
had to cook. They had to cook for themselves while they was, pre-teens, teenagers, all the
well,
way up.
let me give you some pushback on that. My mother was definitely in the picture, but this was something that she taught us to develop as a kid. Like my whole family had to learn to cook and clean because my grandma used to do it for white folks back in Jim Crow times. And they were so nasty that she drilled it into her 8 kids, what I'm saying, one of whom was my mother, that they ain't never gonna be no nasty people. So, what I'm saying, we was them baseboard hitters. You only do that when a grown up tell you to do it, cuz.
Nah, that's
And
real.
yeah. I mean, I knew I was gonna get pushback on that,
No,
but
no, no.
that's not for that's
That's
not
not a
that's but that's
pushback.
not
I'm
for everybody.
I'm giving you
It's not
culture,
for
bro. I'm
yeah,
giving you
I know,
culture.
but that's not for every black man though. Like, yeah, I was taught to be clean and cook for myself, and I done that. I never needed a woman to cook for me or clean up behind me. But I just don't see the issue on if a man and a woman is living together. Why she always got to complain about if she has to cook or clean up?
What if she doesn't have to work? Like, I mean, it's not hard. Like, we got dishwashers these days. It's
But yeah,
like,
that's what I'm. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
I
what's
mean,
the
we got
issue about
Uber
cooking
Eats
and cleaning?
Well, it's not necessarily about cooking and cleaning. It's about what it is that she'd rather be doing. So the whole they couldn't afford uh the lifestyle that to where it wasn't obligated that they'd be cooking and cleaning. You know what I'm saying? Now that they can, it's like, all right, well, nigga, who are you to ask me to do that if I don't even have to do that on my own? You know what I
So
mean?
the question is, what's the purpose of dating then?
Well, it's supposed to be for family, but the thing is, it gets caught up in the whole he say, she say shit of it, and people think they talking relationships when they really supposed to be talking family. Um, but I mean, it is what it is. With Steve Harvey, his issue is that it's a generational lock. Who was it? It was Jeff Brown, the comedian. Respect. He said that he usually gives them a little bit of grace because if you think about it, his generation as children were told the best thing that they could be in their life was like white people. And that was the utmost thing.
mm,
Anything unassociated to that, it's associated to the station that black people were at, value wise and all that shit at that time. So with him talking about she gives you a baby, nigga, that bitch would do that if she retarded with no
That's
motherfucking
true.
intention.
That's
You feel
true.
you feel me? But his generation has to rest on the laurels of non-agency. This is why the perspective of the gynocracy is so pertinent because through him you can tell that there's definitely a gynocracy present because he's not standing on no agency as a man. He's not taking into no consideration of any other generation's engagement within reality. I think that's one of the issues with the black community too. Everybody goes throughout their black experience in their own fucking generational lane. Y'all got it.
okay. We just had Roger up here. Hannibal, you are a content creator, correct? Hannibal.
Yeah, nah, I really don't make content. Sometimes I just frequent on certain channels.
Oh, okay.
I'm
All right.
subscribed to certain people that I listen to.
Okay, the reason why I say that is if you are a content creator and, feel free to put your link in the chat. That, that goes for anyone who does make content. And I don't mind you promoting your channels here or promoting whatever your social media is. And I even do it like, guys like Rogish Sun, he has a YouTube channel. And the Roger Report, who is up here right now, he has a YouTube channel as well. So support black male media. Um, all right. Gonna let Roger. Roger just got up here. What's going on?
Hey fellas, how y'all doing? Um, man, I think
All
this
good.
really just comes down to a lot of brothers we're just socialized to be afraid to require things from women. That's what it comes down to. Um, People hide behind this honorable figure. Well, my woman don't have to do X, Y, and Z. Okay, that's fine that your woman don't have to do that, especially when you're a very rich person. But the reality, most of America is never going to be rich. No matter what system we live under, you're not going to have the majority of people rich. So when you make rich people arguments, you're being disingenuous in the first place because only the rich can live by a rich person's argument.
Facts.
So in reality, if a woman doesn't want to cook and clean, she just lazy and niggas scared to call it out. That's all it is at the end of the day.
Facts.
And even if a man can't cook and clean, that's just more reason for her to cook and clean. And truth be told, when you look at the black community, which is backwards in a lot of ways, if a nigga don't cook and clean, he is more likely to have a woman cook and clean for him because a lot of women go after niggas who don't do for themselves because they feel they can control those niggas at the end of the day. So what's the big deal of it? Who does she not really want to cook and clean for? She doesn't want to cook and clean for a man that's doing something for himself because I can't control that nigga. So I don't want to cook and clean for that nigga because who is he? If he can go out there and work and earn his own way, why should I do for him? I have never, ever came across a woman who literally said, I don't want to cook and clean for a bum nigga. I ain't never seen it. I hear about on the internet all the time. I've never seen a nigga who don't go out and do anything that a chick has actually said, I'm not gonna cook and clean for you. I ain't never seen it one time. Ever. If this was common, I would have seen it at least once by now.
Okay, you are in South Side Chicago though, so you know what I'm saying.
No, I'm in Chicago, but I don't
yeah.
say where in Chicago.
All
But
right,
I tangle with all sides of Chicago,
I
and I
get it.
ain't seen it once. I know a bunch of niggas who don't do nothing, and they got women who cook and clean for them, and it's never an issue. So who they talking to when they say they ain't gonna cook and clean for you? Who they talking to? Because if you ain't doing nothing, you cooking and cleaning for them.
And just for the
It
record,
sounds like those women strong and independent.
yeah, and just for the record, I cooked for my family last night and tonight. So,
Get
and
it,
I
chef.
mean, like,
That's
I
what's up.
mean, I'm not one of these. I'm not one of these battle acts. Not well, battle acts. You describe a woman. I'm not one of these great Santini ass husbands that just expect and demand, a woman, my wife to just do everything for me, but she does enough because I've come from a household that have been, where the boys and the girl were taught that, hey, you know what, if you want to be able to maintain a household, there are certain things that you're going to have to do on your own. We always prepare for the just in case. And, it because my parents saw what was coming. They saw that their time and their way of doing things was coming to an end. And my whole point in this broadcast is I don't believe Steve Harvey understands that when you say that, hey, men have to be traditional and women can be what they want to be, you're gonna have some dudes that's gonna say in large numbers that this is a dumbass idea.
Well, that's probably because it's a dumb idea.
No,
That's
I
I mean
think
that's
the
probably the
pushback,
reason they look at
the
it that way.
pushback. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's a dumb idea. If you want a man in a traditional role, you know what I'm saying, then the woman should at least try to be in the traditional role herself. But again, when it comes down to it, most of America is never going to be rich. No matter how money works, you're never going to have the majority of people be rich. So you can't answer non-rich people problems with rich people answers. That's just dumb.
Well,
The
well,
whole
let's.
concept of answering non-rich people problems with rich people answers is just stupid.
Well, what he do is trying to stay connected, right? So that's why he's trying. That's why they push the traditionalism. You know what I'm saying? Same thing is shout out Patrice O'Neal, rest in peace. When he was talking about how in Anthony, if y'all have listened to the radio show, Anthony was a millionaire, right? But he said Anthony wants to stay connected to the local pub schlub. You know what I'm saying? You want to stay connected locally. And I think that's why he dressed the way he did. He dressed. Right? What the fuck is he wearing? This nigga got on the velvet motherfucking blazer with a jean fucking, what the fuck is that? A jumpsuit or some shit? Whatever. These niggas drinking Parmesan. All right, whatever. But
Man, that man out of touch, man.
no,
He
I'm
ain't
just
trying to stay connected. He out of touch.
no. But the thing is what it is it's a weak. He doesn't really believe it. It's just something that he says out there as his speaking coin toward that context.
Now,
No,
I think he do believe it because he's living it.
you don't believe that
Yeah,
He's
bullshit.
living it.
I
He's
think what
living
he's
it,
saying
bro.
You
is,
whack, you stupid, your daughter's a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Come on, cuz. Come on, he going through it. So he got to put on the face, dog. You know what I'm saying? The kid
no,
ain't yours, the whole world no. Rest in peace, dog.
I mean,
yeah,
Shin
RP DMX.
You know what I mean?
Shin Jedi Nobi Shin Jedi Nobi says he's stuck in the '90s.
Yeah, that's why I said
What?
he out of
God
touch.
damn.
I'll wash
Yeah.
your feet
I
soon
mean,
as I
I'm,
get home from
I
work.
mean, but fellas.
That's the woman you chose, then yeah. I
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't get that. We pretty much saying the same thing, just different ways.
yeah.
Like he's saying, look, if you a traditional man, whatever you got traditional values, then yeah, you gonna expect those traditional results, or women who are gonna play that part at least.
Yeah.
But if you are not playing that role or not, you know what I'm saying, like Roger said, if you don't have those rich people problems, right, then you're going to need to compromise.
A
You're gonna have
traditional
What?
to. It's
woman
Well,
is
going to be some
attached to
give and take,
family.
and
A
no,
traditional
no,
woman, a
I'm not.
traditional woman is attached to family, not just to the context of being traditional. These women that he's talking about, they are not attached to family. So he's putting
And
that
well,
out
that
there as a token of shutting up the
we all
context
got a family. I
or
don't know
being
what you mean by
well,
that.
well,
dismissive. No,
no,
these
what?
okay
No,
through
I think
feminism.
Rogan, you got
Go
a
ahead.
serious point because yeah, family does have a lot to do with it. But when I'm talking about actual tradition, like people act real stupid on the internet for some reason, and they act like they don't know what traditionalism is for normal people.
Yeah.
Yes, rich people had maids and butlers and all that type of stuff. That's always been going on with rich people. But what's traditionalism for a normal person in this country? A normal person in this country, a wife would cook and clean because that was letting her off the hook from the heavy stuff. We don't ask wives to go clean the gutters. We don't ask wives to unstop the toilet. We don't ask wives to go fix the concrete. We don't ask wives to fix the porch it was getting old.
Facts.
There are traditional things that men do around and about the house, and cooking and cleaning is the easier thing of those things to do. When your roof is coming in, and guess what? Renter coming, and you got to get that thing fixed. You get up there and you fix it yourself as a man, or you call somebody to get it fixed. But then you got to pay that person if you call them. Men have a set of traditions too when it comes to taking care of a household. So until women, unless women finna get out there and clean some gutters, if she talking about she don't want to cook and clean, she just lazy. But niggas is scared to say that, cause who
Your
told a
daughter's
woman
a
to go clean the
hoe.
gutters off?
Hey, let me
What? Whether hoe or non-hoe is still lazy, cause who's telling women to go clean out the gutters? Who's telling women to go take out the trash in the middle of the night? Who's telling women to do all the hard stuff in the house?
Hey, let me read this super chat from Nice Sometimes. Thank you, and thank you, Roger, for indirectly making this channel some money in the super chat. Your presence is very valuable. Uh, he's Nice Sometimes says, "Help me understand modern woman, Roger, so they don't want to have a 50-50 relationship, but expect half his stuff when she filed for divorce. Some don't add up."
It's
These
probably because it don't add up. Because 50-50 is men have always done at 50% or more to work anyway. See what? Even if, when you're a rich man, you could just pay somebody to do all this stuff and then a woman can take a break. That's nice. But again, that's only a small percentage of society. Normal men have always been doing 50-50, whether the woman works or not.
And
traditionally
If
that's
you
been a part
actually
of
ever
manhood.
come from a,
and
well, I'm saying a lot of people, oh, go ahead, my bad.
in the context of 50-50, I mean it ain't like I fixed the toilet and then the toilet breaks again and then you go to tell her, bitch, you fixed the toilet this time, I did it the last time. You know that
A,
it doesn't
a,
work like that. You know.
a man a man has never had a deal as sweet as 50-50. A man
Oh,
ain't never had a deal that sweet. There is no
damn.
such thing as
Bars.
50-50 because no man could actually get 50% out of a woman. And again, when stuff needs to happen,
Ooh.
whose responsibility is it? It's always been a man. See, a lot of people forget about the people who were married
Touch.
and who actually had jobs. It was a gang of people who literally were married and they both had jobs. And guess what? The man will come home from work and he does housework too. It's a
Yep.
different type of housework
Yep.
because he fixes everything. He goes on the roof. He fixes stuff. If there's problems being presented, let's say you live in an apartment building and they need to fix the pipes, you know what I'm saying, so you can work in that kitchen. And then they ignoring the woman. What does the man do? The man has to go get that resolved. The man has always given more than 50%. If a man could get a 50-50 deal anywhere, he doing fantastic. Because ain't no man in America ever had a 50-50 deal. You know what I'm saying? In order for you to get at least 50%, you're gonna have to be a quadriplegic. What man getting more than 50% from a woman in any context?
Amen to that, brother Roger.
But hey, let's have a listen again. Edward brought us here. Just want y'all to tell me what y'all think of this. We can start with Ray Hummer, and because he just got here, and then we can go around and each one of you can get your thoughts. So, Passport OG, thank you for the
What's wrong with this generation?
thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate everyone's generosity. But this is what encourages me to come up. I mean, besides, my own energy and the fact that I'm Kev and I'm a habitual line stepper. So let's listen to
Rizzo.
yeah. Damn right. Uh so let's listen to what Mr. Harvey has to say. And Rogish, you know what to do, man.
Respect.
All right.
Dudes kill me. That's what's wrong with this generation today. These young boys today, what do she bring to the table? The hell you mean, man? What do your ass bring to the table? You got a woman that can come to the table that can make another you. What else she need to slide up to the table with? What about your job? What happened to men who were supposed to be responsible?
Yuck.
Do you know that it's our job to take care of a woman and some children, to have a family? That's our damn job.
But what happens to when the woman tell you, I don't need a man, Steve?
Well, they need to what? Okay, if you don't, how that's working? how that's working? Who don't need no man?
I'm independent. I can do for myself.
Yeah, but why do you want to? Yeah, okay, you can drop a transmission. You can sandblast your house. But hell, do you want to?
No.
If somebody could get out there and drop this transmission for you and sandblast your house, why don't you go get your nails done? I'm not trying to reduce a woman to nothing else. Be all you can be. But damn, who don't need a man? That's a lie. What man don't need a woman? I tell you what. Try to live without her. Try to live your life without women. This ain't about la-da-da, man. This some bullshit without women.
That's facts.
Now, wait a minute. See, he projecting all that shit because he said our job, right? Our job. And then again, the whole thing is family, right? Your job is to produce a family and maintain a family. Well, wait a minute. She ain't about family because she on somebody else's dime. This is the white man's woman, or this is the white man's system's woman.
White man.
Yeah. This is because whoever program she under, is she under our program or a different program? Thank you.
All right.
Moving on.
I did say Ray Hummer can go.
Yeah, you
and,
did. Go ahead, cuz. My bad.
Shout out to Blacklight Revelations 2 in the chat. What up, Rob? And B Scott, what's going on? So go ahead, Ray Hummer. He said he
Hey, what's up, brothers?
Bullshit.
Respect.
He said he got
What's going on?
bullshit right here. Yeah.
Man, yes, sir. Yeah, I got my other half of my blood, boy. I'm about ready to spark up to this old ass simp here. Man, straight bullshit. All right, for one, motherfucker. Um, these dudes are so spellbound, right, to where they are so convinced of this bullshit. Them uh, of a man supposed to be under the woman, under the heel of the woman. They're willing to um, even die for the cause of getting you back into that, submissive position, for the woman. And no. So, and he's tripping. He's fucking tripping. Like, no. A man can achieve all he wants to achieve without the woman. All for his glory. You don't need a woman for that. Man never need a woman to help uplift him to achieve his goals. So this old fool, I wish I could smack his ass.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I mean that's if none of your goals is having a family. If you don't want to procreate, then yeah, you absolutely right. Go,
I mean, yeah, because you don't, yeah, because you not like you don't have to, in order to have a family, you don't have to be submissive to a woman.
Well, no, he deserves to get smacked because he also showed that he sees it. When he said, when Shay, ain't that a bitch? And they call her Shay, ain't that a bitch? Pause, family. When he said, well, what about the woman that don't want a man? What kind of woman don't want a man? That nigga had a man response with that shit. That showed that he acknowledged, he's aware of it, and then his next statement showed that he acknowledged it. And then he tried to switch it. What man don't need a woman? Nigga, we ain't saying we don't need women. We saying we don't want no stank bitches, nigga. Ladies are always welcome.
Oh,
the
yeah.
issue
Yeah.
ain't women. The issue ain't women. The issue is that there being a blending between that used to be bold ass motherfucking margin between ladies and bitches.
Okay.
Jeez.
All right. Before you go, Roger. Hey, here we go, guys. It happened.
Now I'm feeling objectified by your male gaze.
Damn.
My bad. I think I got that one. My bad.
What happened? I'm like, oh shit, what happened?
Well, I got
Oh,
a dislike. I got a dislike.
Like you put
know,
that picture up after it all.
that shit was hilarious.
Great timing. Great fucking timing.
Oh boy. Oh, they hate Steve Harvey. Oh shit, let's dislike this video.
That is hilarious.
Well, you know what? The people talk all this mess, especially women. But I don't see them trying to lead the job market. You know what I'm saying? Because what are you doing by participating in the job market? You keeping wages down. So if you really about what you're talking about, go get a job if you won't get married. And the women who say that they need a man to have X, Y, and Z, well, you get your man, you come on out the job market.
There you go.
Show me you about what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because when they leave the job market, the wages go up. You know, that's just a simple principle of supply and demand. You got less workers, people got to pay workers more money. Take your behind home. Go get you a man and go home. Or if you're gonna work forever, hey, just stay there. And we as men, we should just not date women that got jobs.
But wait a minute, is
Point
she
blank
about
period.
family when she once she drops the job to go to the home? Is she choosing the home for family? No, she's choosing it for convenience. The kids just happen to be there. The man just happened to be there. The you know what I'm saying? She don't really want to deal with that because she rather be living the lifestyle that her true master tells her she's supposed to be living. And her true master is feminism.
Yeah, man. And plus two, I'm tired of cussing out these damn supervisors of these jobs and shit, man. These female supervisors, because they want to come with this damn funky ass Wakanda forever attitude and shit. And I gotta check them on all this gorilla.
Oh, you be gorilla checking motherfuckers at work?
Yeah, ain't no need for that.
Nigga, everywhere. Nigga, I mean, when I meant, nigga, that I'm willing to die for this shit here, nigga, and stand on my masculine square, that motherfucker, I refuse for you motherfuckers to try to force me to turn bitch made and shit just like this bald headed ass motherfucker. I will fight all the million of you motherfuckers to the death. You hear me?
Wow.
But you don't have to. That's what I'm saying. I mean, he's not saying anything that would require that. Like, there's no need to fight or push back. He's saying a woman needs a man. Like, yeah, she could, put the transmit, whatever he said, but do she want to? She doesn't want to have to do all that. Same thing for a man who doesn't want to have to continue to keep cooking for himself or cleaning for himself. If he has a woman in the house, why would he want to keep doing that?
But a woman that's not connected to a family, that's still within the house and dwelling with one, that's a different paradigm. He ain't ready for that.
But
what he doing?
The only reason you would dwell with
1960s.
one. What I'm saying is the only reason you would dwell with a woman or share your domicile, period, is if you find some type of value in that woman.
But
so that whole question, that's why he's saying, what type of
about
question is that for a man to ask to a woman when you
we're
are
talking about her
who's
perspective
providing
of the value of the connection that she places herself within? It has nothing to do with the man. The man is always going to do with you heard what Roger said. It ain't never been on motherfucking 50-50. Have you been married, homie?
Look, if you realize it's never going to be 50-50, and she's never going to
have you ever been married? Have you ever been married?
Without the personal questions. So look, if you are going to realize
niggas that been married or not, ain't no fucking personal question. Cause yes or no? No, I ain't been married. Yes, I have.
what I just say without the personal questions? Yes, I have. But that what does that have to do with anything?
Was that ever 50-50?
With these questions, you get what I'm saying?
Was it ever 50-50?
So now you're
okay,
gonna
I'm
keep
gonna let you
asking
know.
personal
In
questions.
my
bro?
last marriage, it was not no motherfucking 50-50. It was 70-30. Okay, I will
that
admit
was your
that.
relationship.
Well,
I haven't
ex-wife.
met one man who had a 50-50 relationship with his wife.
No,
I
he
ain't met
has.
a dude.
He has apparently.
No,
You
No, I
gonna tell
haven't,
us?
and I never said I
if you
did.
don't,
What I'm saying is the reason you would choose to be with that woman, or for whatever purpose, right? Even if she's not even bringing that 30 in, it had to be some type of value you saw in her, and
You can see her
what he
lack
said.
of 30 first on, cuz.
That's what Steve Harvey
You
is
don't
saying.
notice a bitch lack of participation
no,
within the family that she say she want to develop right off the bat. You don't notice that?
Yeah.
Well, Rogish, the thing is, you got to deal with the fact that you can find value in anybody. Heck, Adolf Hitler had value, so that's not really saying anything. It's about what value you have. What can you bring to the table at the end of the day? And if a woman can't bring enough to the table, she should be discarded. Point blank, period. If you get a woman, you find out she ain't bringing enough, you discard her.
Right.
It ain't no, I got her at some point, so therefore I just made a poor decision, because people can change and women will. Because women don't believe in loyalty to a man from a collective standpoint. They don't believe in loyalty like men do. Women will actually change. Women complain that men change and men stay the same. They will change because they'll get into a marriage and then say, well, now I don't have to do X, Y, and Z because I got a husband now. Plenty of women act totally different when they get a husband than before they got the husband. Men pretty much act the same way before they married and after they married.
Right.
Men are very
and knowing
consistent.
that, you will realize, yeah, you could be a walking lick if you're not careful, if you don't protect her, if you don't understand. Okay, like he said, she's never even going to get close to the 50%. You get what I'm saying? Like what she's bringing is not as valuable as what I'm bringing. Is what he's saying.
It's never gonna be that way when it comes to men and women. Men gonna always do more. It's just a reality that men have to accept.
Right. So you want to get a woman who gets as close to it as possible. You don't want who wants to take care of a what you call a lazy woman.
What you're explaining is exactly why a lot of black men ain't married now.
What percentage do y'all think the passport cats, not the passport bros, but the cats who the passport bros, you know what I'm saying, is dipping in a woman pool? What do you think them niggas is getting out of these women? What percentage? No. What percentage? I ain't talking about the passport bros. I'm talking about the chicks, the dudes of the chick pool who the passport bros is going after. What do you think them dudes is getting out of they chicks? Just 30%? 40%?
I mean, it's hard to say, but it's definitely a lot closer to 50% than American women are providing. It's definitely closer. You know what I'm saying?
I would agree with that.
And that's all that really matters at the end of the day. They're getting a better deal because a lot of women who are foreigners, they don't believe in they don't believe in black women thought processes. You know, I know people say modern women, but you're just talking about black women at the end of the day. What group of women got better as they got closer to how black women act? None. So people call them modern women because we're scared to say black.
And the foreign man overseas ain't gonna be putting up with that shit either. The hell?
All right. Hey,
they weren't
let me.
socialized to.
All right, let me call out this cash app from D Scott. Appreciate it, bro. All right.
Thanks.
All right, but the discussion is Steve Harvey has done it once again. Let me ask y'all a question. Do you believe that Steve Harvey is a grifter?
Nah, he's not a grifter, because if he was, he would have stood with some nuts when he was standing next to Trump. If he was a grifter, he would have been on the Tariq Nasheed side of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like Tariq Nasheed, every time you see that motherfucker, he look like he out to, like he need to be wriggling his hands together. You know that shit. Yeah. He would have been on that tip when power was around him, but he wasn't. He shuck and jived
you know, like unfortunately his generation is kind of known to do.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I just started hearing the term grifter, so I don't even know what people mean by that. But no, I think Steve Harvey is just a rich man who says what he needs to say to get paid. He
Exactly.
probably does believe in his nonsense. I would say he might really believe in that nonsense, but at the end of the day, he's talking in concepts that most people can never live in because he's talking from the perspective of a rich person, and most of America will never be rich. Because if you give everybody $1 million does not mean you're rich. Heck, it better mean you're rich now.
Damn, Black Light. Shit.
Black Light Revelations 2 dropping gems in the chat.
Yeah.
Said LMAO. Steve Harvey seems like a grifter, but he actually stands hard on the principles of simping. I think he's a radical simp extremist.
Hey, yo, Green Gorilla, if you watching this, hey, you need to do something else. A radical fucking simp extremist. Holy shit.
I mean, that sounds kind of accurate.
Shit.
He does offer extreme positions to protect women from accountability. He does do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he don't even. I mean, to even say that. I mean, my thing is this: he conflates a lot of nonsense. He's talking about what these men ain't doing. Women ain't got no issue in our community taking care of niggas that ain't doing nothing. That's not an issue in the black community. People act like it is when they get online, but where have y'all seen niggas who don't do nothing have issues with women?
They got majority of the babies with them.
Well, but I'm just saying, have you any of y'all seen a quote unquote nigga who won't do nothing have an issue with a woman trying to take care of him?
No,
Nope.
because if
Nope.
he ever
Nope.
does, then he drops her and gets another one quite quick.
Why would he have an
Well, I
issue
mean,
with that?
no, I'm saying the argument is a fake argument because he's saying something about men who ain't doing nothing, but the men who ain't doing nothing don't seem to have issues with women.
Right.
It's
But
only
as a
men that actually
society,
doing
men not
something.
doing anything is not beneficial for society.
It
What's
doesn't make a
society?
difference whether it's beneficial to not. That has nothing to do with the fact that the men doing nothing have no trouble.
And it don't stop them from getting chose. Shit. So the issue, you know what I'm saying, that you gotta understand, you gotta understand something. It's just like the same thing with these cats who are these pro-divester white dudes, you know what I'm saying? They're the fact that they gotta be anti-black manosphere for them to get they black women. It's like, all right, wait a minute. Yeah, that's not the issue. Damn, I forgot my point. Go ahead. Shit.
You said
Well, my point is,
you said
but the point I was making is that these people bring up fake arguments that don't even pan out in reality. Steve Harvey is attempting to make it about what a man ain't doing,
Right.
when the man that ain't doing don't seem to have no trouble having a woman take care of him.
Right.
It's only men that's doing something that says, hey, I need a woman who's doing something too, that all these arguments are even for. So he's trying to use somebody who's not affected by the argument to replace them with the people who are involved in the argument.
That was my point with the black manosphere. They try to paint the black manosphere as a pookie to black women, and everything that they'll say as far as with the pilgrim divester cats, they'll project pookieisms or pookie characteristics upon cats of the black manosphere, and it's like, wait a minute. So how can motherfucker be high value man, but also a pookie? How can one be anti? Most of the space is anti pookie. But these, I'm saying, Peckerwoods that like to claim that they love black women, like to paint, I'm saying, the black manosphere is pookies. And it's such a convenience, right? So that's what Steve Harvey is doing. He's projecting the convenience of this figurative, slacker or something, who ain't him, but due to him being at the income level that he's at, I know something. I'm on TV. People should listen to me. I actually am somewhat of, I don't know. He's more of an influencer than he is of an authority. But to him, he's an authority. You know what I mean?
Well, I think they're doing the same thing that other people have done in the past. What they're doing is they know exactly what's going on, and they're switching out the men because they understand those are the women who are complaining. Those are the men they messing with. They're trying to paint a picture as if they're talking about a different kind of men instead of actually looking at the men they messing with. You messing with Pookie, and then you can then after years of messing with Pookie, you complain he ain't got no job. That nigga wasn't working when you met him. You know what I'm saying? Now it's 7 years later, he won't stand up and be a man. Nigga, what you never asked him to. If you meet a nigga and he don't work, and you with him for 7 years and he don't work, you don't get to complain that he ain't working.
God damn.
That don't make no sense. This nigga don't take care of his kids. He got 4 other kids you already know about that he don't take care of, and then you give him a kid, but now you want to say he got to take care of your kids? That don't even make sense.
You just can't help but laugh at the stupidity of the sucker.
The arrogance.
All right.
But one thing I do.
All right. Spain man, thank you for the super sticker. All right. Just want to acknowledge that.
I don't know. One thing, brothers, I did notice too is that these cats, a lot of these dudes, man, whom I can't even call brothers because when you're hating on other black men obtaining happiness and joy and things of greatness, and you want to come up with all these different things to try to slender them and tear them down, you know. So I can't respect that. But the thing is, with a lot of these kind of men, these men that's hating on us, that's standing in our masculine square and being an actual natural man of how God intended, and they're hating they're hating us for that because they're seeing that us, man, we are going to be getting a better deal. We are demanding a better deal, and we're refusing to take any shitty ass deals. So, they're seeing that. They're like, damn, they're going to be getting a way better deal than I am. Shit, I'm, built myself up to, best version of myself, and I done did all this shit, for this broad, and hell no, and she's giving me all this attitude and sex every, twice, maybe once a week or so, what I mean, once every month. Hell, and these men, they're getting these chicks from overseas and shit. So damn, man. So let me come and try to sabotage that shit because I hate that, because I don't have that. So that's what I see, with these guys.
Let me put this in y'all head. Do you think this is a Custer's last stand for Steve? That maybe that the way that he's been pushing and selling in his books might be dying? And also, is this attributed to certain online YouTube spaces that really talk to men about what is, pun intended, what is brutally honest?
He just got a show about
Yeah,
him becoming a judge. So
he's doing great.
I think
You see those bottles? That's I think like what 7,000 each bottle.
well,
On the table?
Well, it takes a certain to live a certain lifestyle in order to be able to maintain that. I understand he's doing great, but
but
his
it's not.
way, whatever he's selling, do you think people are gonna stop buying? I mean,
No,
No,
no. People are not going
okay.
to
no,
stop
not
buying
never.
what he's selling because the thing is he's selling us under the bus. So and with that liquor, they ain't finna drink all them bottles. That shit's for motherfucking looks. Fuck them motherfucking rich ass niggas. You know what I'm talking about? This motherfucker's got a show coming out, and for him to make the stands against KS, you know what I'm saying? Upon this platform, like he never went on Shannon Sharp's platform. So now that he's on there and they're talking, and notice what they're talking about though. They're talking about relationships. The black manosphere has this entire motherfucking globe talking about relationships. So it doesn't matter what he want to say that he's presenting. This was, you know what I'm saying? Before he was just, you know what I'm saying, doing some sugar daddy shit, dropping game, right? Now he's on the whole simp train, right? And that's what they love. That's what they like. Um, so I don't think people are going to stop, you know what I'm saying, drinking this shit. I think what it is Oprah might be losing her fucking influence. And this nigga is going to be the new Oprah.
Mm.
Well,
I
that's
don't
what
know.
he was
I think
always
maybe
primed to be, but I think he'll lose nothing because he's old enough. Nothing's really going to affect him. He is pushing standard American messages. When you push the standard, you get paid. So he ain't going to lose no money off none of this because he's old. I mean, he's older as far as if, let's say, everything really started to change, he'll be out when all the changes really start happening across the nation. So he good because he's pushing a standard message, and the standard message is black men go kill yourselves and let somebody else reap from your take the benefits of what you did. That's what his message is.
I
If
don't
you
think he
think
ever
about it,
said that.
go. Yeah, that's what he said. Go out there, earn a whole bunch of money so you can take care of these hoes. That's what his message is. He don't.
Nah, not for the
Steve
hoes.
Harvey.
For your wife.
Steve Harvey.
For
I
your
don't know. He
family.
really hear nothing. No, I don't never really hear Steve Harvey say anything about how women need to meet up to a man's standard. So his thing is
That
any of them
part.
hoes to do,
That part.
and that's a standard
Because
American society message, especially for black men. So if the hoes don't have to qualify, you know what I'm saying? That means take any of these hoes and let them do whatever. But
Mhm.
just make sure you got plenty of money when they do whatever they gonna do.
yeah, I mean, I think if that was the case, we should be pushing for the legalization of prostitution. Because if that's what men want is hoes, or
No,
if
no.
that's what
Men,
they
I
want,
didn't
no,
say
no, no, no.
Men,
Men
men
don't
never
want
said
That's not what
nothing,
men
hoes.
want.
bro.
This
I didn't
Bro,
say nothing about
nobody
no
said
hoes.
nothing about no hoes, bro.
One
you
at a
just said
time.
hoes
this
4 times.
this
No,
society
I
turns
You're
didn't
not
say
understanding
anything,
what he's
women
saying.
into
One
You're not
hoes.
bro.
at
comprehending what
a
he's
I didn't
saying.
time.
say
Gentlemen.
nothing.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead,
Okay,
Rob.
well, I'm just saying I didn't say anything about men wanting hoes. I talked exactly about what Steve Harvey is pushing. Point blank, period. It had nothing to do with men wanting hoes. I talk about the message that Steve Harvey is giving, and Steve Harvey is giving a message that you don't have to qualify nobody, which means any hoe will do.
Which is
That's what Steve Harvey on. That
that's
ain't got
an
nothing to do with what men want.
that's an interesting perspective, right? Who will or won't qualify. So that's so hopeful. Let me ask you something. If there has been an uptick, if you can remember, some around 2000, maybe 99 or whatever, would you say that that the culture of promiscuity amongst black women, with it being championed, that it has at least reached a hyper mode or an intense mode, if not a hyper mode? I think it's hyper.
You said it's reached a hyper mode. Nah, I don't think
Personally,
so.
you don't think it's free? You don't reach? Okay,
Nah,
so
not yet.
okay, not yet, not yet. All right, so let me just throw some. Let me throw some popular culture things out there, because popular culture is things that are globally understood and acknowledged, right? Uh, Cardi B, right? Um, what's the other one she did a song with?
Meg the Stallion.
Meg the Stallion, right? Meg the Stallion. Now the thing is, we understand what they present within their product, you know what I'm saying, that they peddle. But what is it that they are heralded as? It's not necessarily
Female
just,
rappers.
and a little bit more, a bit more than that, because now they got congresswomen pushing them. They've been in the White House, you know what I'm saying, hobnosing, and you know what I'm saying, rubbing elbows with such of at the elite status like that. Now, what does that do when anyone is at any type of popular status within this nation, inadvertently connected to their constituency? You know what I'm saying, that represents them. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole thing with Obama, right? You know what I'm saying? People said Obama was a really good look for black men, right? Just objectively. So that factor is definitely present when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, the social quality of black women. Now, I mean, if you want to say that not yet, so at what point would you say that, all right, this, you know, saying things have picked up, have they smell a lot more hoey than they usually do? You know, since they don't smell that hoey to you right now, what would have to happen? I mean, let me ask any of y'all on the panel: do things kind of smell a little bit hoey with y'all? With where?
I mean, when the woman got about 8 social media accounts, I
Okay,
mean, how can you look at her as a potential wife?
Let her hoe.
all
You
All
right.
want a
right,
hoe?
then.
You want to turn a hoe into
Yeah,
a housewife?
yeah,
But
yeah.
that's like,
Yeah, I agree.
no,
I
go
agree
ahead.
with that. I agree with that. You know, let her move on, man. There's plenty of women out here. If
Yeah,
that's what
no,
you
I'm
really
not
looking for,
saying,
go ahead.
no, I'm not saying pick them and don't let them, do what they do. I'm just saying, like, that's what's going on right now.
Well, that's the
So
thing.
the hypergamy is at an all time high right now. If they with you and they not satisfied, they could just hop on the internet and let everybody have access to them. 10,
Let her go,
15,
bro.
15.
How was that
Bro,
not
can I
hope?
finish? Can I finish? God damn, y'all making. Now y'all go ahead. Y'all got it, yo.
Okay.
So how was that
Yeah, we
not
gotta
hope?
end that emotional shit.
How, God damn, that was a.
God damn,
I,
we got a super villain on the panel.
yeah, I
What's
mean, this
going on?
nigga just took over the world and shit. What the fuck was that?
Oh, bro, that nigga said we got. He said we got to end that emotional shit. And Steve Harvey, we got to end that emotional shit, bro. You trying to vouch for fucking emotional man? It ain't happening, you bald headed son of a bitch.
Well, no, okay, so let's take into consideration that he doesn't bring any analysis of the woman into consideration. He just dismisses their lack of practicality altogether. But he acknowledges and shows that he's actually aware of it. You know what I'm saying? Who don't need a man? That shit. You know what I'm saying? He didn't go into what what I'm saying. Well, why is y'all thinking y'all don't need a man? You're having babies, ain't you? You know what I'm saying? That nigga didn't go into none of that bullshit. He brought it right back, you know what I'm saying, as far as sole accountability to us. So that's the shit that makes him, you know what I'm
well,
saying, a
it's
motherfucking
because it's
simple
easy.
master.
Well, it's because it's easy because men have been, it's been known for men to do that. You know what I mean? And for
She
men to
have
just
your
take
baby,
it like
don't she,
that. You
nigga?
know what I mean?
Get your mark ass out of here.
And yeah, and so and these kind of cats, man, these artists, they mastered the art of being able to, you know, tiptoe around it or whatever, like, just dip their feet in a little water of it, but not really go all the way in with it.
Well, you got
And
to as a celebrity. I mean, because
yeah,
their
playing it
largest
safe,
constituency is pilgrims. So if you notice,
playing it
for
safe
most
for
for most
playing it safe for
entertainers,
numbers' sake.
their biggest
Playing,
thing is
yeah.
not to offend white people. If you notice that, and the motherfuckers don't never, you don't never see people trying not to offend Hindus or trying not to offend. I mean, you know what I'm saying, Chinese or I don't know, whatever. It's always white folks. You know what I'm saying? That's when shit gets sensitive. Fuck up out of here.
It's like hatred towards black men is okay, so let's take the easy route and go all the way back to talking shit about black men with what they ain't doing, what they need to do and shit.
Well, those who ain't on the radar as being the traditional pilgrim perspective of success and placement and high class in society, they are actually of some a figurative, what I'm saying, non-identified position, and he understands that. You know what I'm saying? He can speak upon the population of black men as if he's not a black man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my money rises me out of that. Oh, nigga, really do it? Well, where was your nuts if you talking like this when you was around them Peckerwoods, nigga? Get your mark ass out of here. The motherfuckers always nut up when they around them. But when they want to talk on us, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker get brolic. Get the fuck out of here. Steve Harvey,
It
bitch
is.
ass. None against boomers, but you bitch ass motherfucking boomer. I already went in on you motherfuckers, man. You motherfuckers not understanding how to expand your brain with some things. You know, all right? Motherfucker, you gotta understand something. Y'all came up when TV was motherfucking fresh. Y'all remember when that shit was just motherfucking black and white, right? All right, then, but they was trying to brainwash your ass then, you dumb motherfuckers.
Do
And
you do
everything that y'all ask, go ahead, cuz you got it.
do most women know how much power they hold over men?
Is
That
this
is a
what this nigga put in his shit? Are you shitting me?
yeah.
He should have worded that. Do women know how much? Like, not do most. Do women know how much power they hold over men? Which
Uh,
is in
I
America.
didn't know that. I didn't know this what he was putting in his book. A book, huh? A
yeah,
book.
yeah, yeah. This is
So
what
is this
this
what
kind
he
of.
teaching? What his daughter name? What that bitch is?
You talking about Lori?
Laurie. Is this what he teaching Laurie? Is this why this bitch ain't able to
I don't
understand when
think
she was
he
supposed to
taught.
build something stable?
I think Marjorie already taught Lori. If you ask me, uh,
Hmm.
yeah, somebody her right here.
Oh, there she go.
That's so bizarre.
Yeah,
As trifling as her daddy is, ain't that a bitch? A chip
yeah.
off the old turdberg, bitch.
Cute, innocent, evil looking ass bitch.
I don't know what
I
y'all
don't know
looking
if
at.
she's
She look beautiful to me.
I don't know if she's evil.
I'm
I
looking.
mean, I
I'm
think
seeing
that
character. I don't know. I
She
don't
is
know.
average as hell. Talking
I ain't.
about she beautiful.
I ain't looking at her aesthetic. Shit. If anything, she like some East
I
Coast,
mean,
some
I
East
would
Coast, half Puerto Rican, half Spanish, half
Average.
Bulgarian shit. Yeah, I don't
some
know.
I don't know. Like she's able to keep a man.
That
She
bitch
Man,
look
probably
like
hopping on
picked up real
carousel,
quick. Like
Kevin.
that bitch look like she speak gravelly Spanish.
Kevin, these women that hop on the carousel, bro. We typically call them the evil chicks. You know what I mean? Because they typically do evil ass shit. You know what I mean? Because all those different Peters in them and the semen, all the different spirits of men in them. They end up getting all crazy and shit and developing this obscure sense of masculinity. So yeah. Um,
I
Damn, you said
mean,
the bitch was deep, huh? I ain't that.
yeah, I would say she's what the old people call fast.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, I can't go so far as to call her evil. I don't know what she did.
She
Now
had.
she I mean, breaking up with somebody, that's not really regarded as evil. And I mean, like,
That's part of life.
Okay, but no, no,
it
this
ain't
bitch
like,
know the name of the game. That's some Hollywood shit. That shit's supposed to go at least maybe about 10 years. And then you know what I'm saying, do your shake shit. But the thing is, you make it look good for the sake of black Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? But she a selfish ass bitch, just like her motherfucking daddy. A fucking selfish ass, hoe ass nigga. Ask
Damn, all
Bernie
that
Mac,
though.
nigga. Ask Bernie Mac, nigga. You know what I mean?
Bernie
Yeah,
Mac
da
is
yeah, da
dead.
da. Yeah, da da. You know
Well,
what I mean? You can't ask him though. If you know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah, R.I.P. Bernie
he
Mac.
gone.
All right.
He's gone
Rest
too
in
very
peace.
young.
All right, now let me ask you something. At what time did Bernie not resonate as 100 with you? At what time? In anything that you ever experienced of him?
He was 100 in the first Transformer film. I mean,
In
I can't
everything.
think of a time.
How the fuck you fall out with a motherfucker like that? This nigga fell out with a motherfucker like that, cuz. Get out of here, man. That nigga is fucking, I don't know, cuz. I ain't gonna say trash, but maybe poison or some shit.
I think it's okay for men to have differences of opinions.
Man, fuck out of here with that difference of opinion shit. When the motherfuckers 100, they 100. It's a blessing to even fucking know them. You don't fall out with motherfuckers that's 100, dog, because they don't come around every other fucking day. That's why I asked y'all, at what time did Bernie not resonate 100? You saw the shit what that nigga did at fucking Def Jam? Nigga, that shit was raw, unscripted. And when you saw how he held that fucking crowd, you understood that. Wait a minute, because this motherfucker is a master. Southside Chicago. Bow the fuck down. Learn something. You know what I'm saying? Learn something, earn something. He didn't do that. This motherfucker became a hater, dog. That's the issue. So if you gonna hate on a motherfucker that's 100 right next to you like that, with that you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, road dog type shit, right? Ain't no way that he gonna, you know what I'm saying, take up for us. Even though he acknowledges the bullshit that the women be doing. Who don't need a man? Play that shit one more again, K-Rock. These play it again for the motherfuckers in the back who ain't hearing. Listen to this hoe ass nigga.
For the ones in the back. Okay. All right. Hold on.
This generation today, these young boys today, what do she bring to the table? The hell you mean, man? What do your ass bring to the table? You got a woman that can come to the table that can make another you.
Ain't that a bitch? Pause it.
What else she needs
Pause
to
it.
Talking about a junior.
She come to the table with her motherfucking genetics. Something that she don't have to even have no motherfucking intention to present. All right, keep going.
Wait. What about your job? What happened to men who were supposed to be responsible?
Responsible.
Do you know that it's
Dram.
our job to take care of a woman and some children, to have a family? That's
Pause
our
it.
damn job.
Pause it. That's
That's
our
real.
highest motherfucking responsibility. What about me supposed to be responsible? Responsible in the form of what? Responsibility come in a myriad of motherfucking ways. Do it not.
What about the responsibilities of the damn woman, motherfucker? Why the hell your ass is scared to acknowledge that, to bring that to the forefront, to state that? Damn it,
Let,
you
let,
know.
let,
It's.
let's be
I
fair.
think he's saying that she's carrying to term for that man, or legacy or lineage, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, but wait a minute. There's no issue with that. That comes from the cultural aspect of it. You don't.
I'm talking about biologically. I mean, we gotta
Okay,
at
but
least come to terms with
biologically, you
realizing
don't.
that
Biologically
it's
happens
no listen
objectively.
in
There is no intention
in
with the
bringing children into the
biological.
world.
So that is
It's
no
it's
plus. That's
our
the
our
same thing
job
as
is
I
way
take care
easier.
of my kids. You heard that Chris Rock bit? That's the same thing as that. You supposed to motherfucking take care of your kids. She supposed to have your motherfucking baby, whether she want to or motherfucking not. If we together, eventually we gon' fuck because that's the human thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's human, whether she wanted to be or not. Them fucking, you know what I'm saying, vibes is going to get firing and shit. Me and her is going to relate on some kind of level, you know what I'm saying, naturally. You don't stand on no ground that, okay, well, I present this naturally. You motherfucking better. What the fuck is
Right.
that?
So that's what he's saying. If men are supposed to take care of their families,
Then
or
women are
supposed to be
supposed to be there
responsible,
for the fucking family, not just for their fucking self. So that's why
right?
motherfuckers got to ask the question, what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? Because it looks like everything is transactional. And unfortunately, nobody want to start off like that because most motherfuckers start off simping.
Bro,
I'll
if
pay
if you
your
listen, if
rent.
you
Nigga,
if
that
you
was
need her to bring something to
1987.
the table, right? Your table is not stable. Your shit is not. You
Mm,
know, listen.
Bro,
You
what
are
the fuck?
relying on her. Then, as a man, right? You got to understand your options. Your dating pool is smaller.
Ain't nobody talking dating pool. We're still talking family. Notice that you went
I'm
right
talking
back to the
about just
relationship.
getting the woman
Ain't
in
nobody
the
talking about getting.
beginning.
No.
That's
We're
why
talking
bringing to
about
the
the
table is
culture
the
where
beginning
people are
part.
cultured into their social conditioning that crafts that crafts their characters into something that could possibly be compatible or non-compatible within the social situation. This isn't about dating, man.
When the bring to the table conversation is dating question. That's the beginning
It
question.
became that, but that's why he's
Boy, I
talking
hope
on this
it's
shit
Steve
now.
Harvey Jr.
What do you
right
mean
now.
became that?
It
When
became
somebody's
that.
asking, what do you bring to the table?
Nobody
That means
talk about what you bring
in
to the
the
table until
initial.
Kevin Samuel step on the scene. So let's keep it real. That's a fucking KS-atry, all right? Just like modern man, modern woman, KS shit. What you bring to the table, you know what I'm saying? KS, well, actually, that was some manosphere shit, but you know what I'm saying, black manosphere shit. But the thing is, it's become so fucking, it was so
This
polarized.
questions are
No,
old.
hear me
It's
out.
not
Hear me out.
something new.
It's become no, it ain't something new, but ain't nobody ever put it in that form. All right, nobody ever put it in that motherfucking form. And why is it that the the KS model of what he used then became fucking templatry to where now that has become the norm? So this is why he's talking about it. He don't want to talk about it because he already done let it slip that he's aware of the bullshit that the chicks is on. But he
But
won't
they,
talk about them. So ain't no let's say that he called us into some particular type of accountability. What the fuck is he calling these bitches into who appear to be more hoish than they do just women? You know what I'm saying? Barely, ladies, barely, but more hoish than anything. So how the fuck is we supposed to be reflexive to some motherfucking hoe? You know what I'm saying? Vibrations or something. Cuz wait a minute, nigga. You can feel a hoe, can't you? Can you feel a hoe?
their effery, Rogers. Calm down, bro. Their effery is so blatantly obvious to where it's he's a they're fools to think that a lot of us men are not awake to see it. I mean, before us.
Yeah.
And so therefore, yeah, and he's trying to preach some old ass simp message, to try to get men, to be subservient, to the woman, to
I'll
try to
pay your rent.
brainwash men and making them think that that's their position.
Yeah.
Is to serve her, to be her jester, and to be her jester until she's done with you.
Gesture, god
That
damn.
that's the woman he chose. That's what I'm saying. If you picking a woman who doesn't have anything or can't provide anything other than her body, then what you need to do is try and advocate for the legalization of prostitution.
What is she supposed to have? Wait a
Like,
minute.
look at this. Look at
You
this.
said
He got
no,
on the screen.
wait. You said don't have anything but her body.
She supposed
What
to bring
else?
peace and
Wait,
cooperation.
hold on, wait. Let's let him ask you. What else is she supposed to have in her body from the jump, from the first interaction? What else is she supposed to have?
That's what I'm asking.
No,
If
no,
you
I'm
say,
asking you
if you
because
saying, hold on,
obviously
because you
you can
said, hold
identify
on,
when
you
cats
gotta realize
desire a
what you
chick
said, bro.
solely for her body, but you can also identify when the chick is presenting other things than her body, right?
You said, what does she bring to the table, right? That's what you're
Yes,
saying.
yes,
This,
yes.
and he's saying, what type of question is that to ask to a woman who
I'm
was able to
asking
create?
you,
Hold on.
homie.
What type of question is that to ask to a woman who, if she can create another you or a junior for you, or
Bro,
a
you don't.
legacy for you?
It seems like you on defense, but you're not on defense. But you is on defense, but you're not on defense. You know what I'm talking about?
Steve Harvey
I
Jr.,
don't think you
nigga.
listening.
No, I ain't gonna get that to him yet. I am listening
No,
to
no,
you.
no. I don't think I wouldn't go that far, but
Nah. I ain't getting that.
Okay, then. Okay. Then
hold on,
I'll
hold on, hold on, hold on,
dial it back.
hold on. Let's read this on the screen. This is like a screenshot that's been going around social media. Guess this woman, this man and this woman
Yeah,
conversing
they
in
cut off the
DMs.
top part of the conversation.
Yeah. I guess not to identify who it actually is, but she says we ain't splitting any bills, sir. Then he says, "Oh, so what did you have in mind, ma'am?" She said, "You got this, Mr. Tech startup. I struggle to pay rent."
Oh shit.
Then he said, "So what are you offering me if I were to pay?" She said, "Yikes, I provide good company."
Ain't that a bitch?
And then he said, "So do I. I worked hard to get to where I am in life.
Uh,
Shame on you for trying to take advantage. I guess I suggest the value menu at BK."
That shit is hilarious. And that's how you tell them. See
yeah.
now, and with that Steve Harvey, he'll be so angry, like, oh, how dare you? No, you supposed to treat her. Damn it, you ain't supposed to act like that. Damn
Not
it,
treat her.
you
That
supposed to
bitch
be
is
inviting to
prestige.
her. You
That
supposed to
bitch.
you supposed to just invite her into your world.
No,
You ain't supposed to be acting
no,
like that.
no. That bitch's
It says,
prestige
"Yikes."
was you get to be with her. That was her motherfucking prestige
Right.
of everything. Yikes. She wasn't even ready
Understand
for
that
that
you
shit.
you
She's
messaged
so
her.
used to suckers and punk motherfuckers going with her program,
You
however
messaged
she
her.
motherfucking bring that shit, right?
You approached her.
Get the fuck out of
Most
here.
time, let's keep it 100.
I bring goods
Women,
company.
hold on.
Bitch, all
Women
you
don't
gotta
do the
do is be
approaching.
present
Can we
and
can
you
we
no,
can
wait a
we
minute.
actually be
That bitch
in
say I
agreement on
struggle to
that?
pay rent. Let me tell your simp ass something. I'm gonna just get at you. Since we gonna be brutally honest, let's get some more.
Yeah, be
Let's
brutally
come on.
honest. Keep it
Let's
all the
get
way
Let's
some
a
more
buck.
heat on simp
go.
ass,
Emotional
cuz.
ass man.
Ain't no emotional nigga. I'm about to give your ass a
Go ahead, he
motherfucking verbal
emotional.
mirror. A verbal mirror.
Go ahead, he
SO
emotional
fool.
man.
What the fuck
Speak
are
up,
you hopeful about? What the fuck
man.
you
The
hopeful
future,
about?
the future
The future of what?
of our society.
Now hold on. Let me hear the Disney shit that this mark ass nigga want to bring us. Go ahead, cuz. You got it.
Hey, guys, let's keep it
No,
respectful.
wait, this is brutally honest, right? Come
I
on,
mean,
let's let
brutally
them
honest
get
doesn't
it.
mean brutally honest doesn't
Yeah,
mean
nah. Keep it brutally honest, bro.
Okay, so
all
you said
right.
you hopeful. What you hopeful about? Let's
Yeah,
go
and I
into it.
said the
Really
future. You
honest
heard
about
me.
the future of what?
The future of our society,
Our society, meaning who?
humankind.
Ain't this a bitch? You Disney-minded motherfucker. Let me tell your ass something, cuz. You don't set no
Disney
motherfucking
was a
purpose
racist.
to your motherfucking reality. Yeah, and your ass is motherfucking brainless. Are you
Nah, I'm
kidding
not.
me? I'm hopeful to the
I think
society.
all of
I'm
the
hopeful
listen,
to our
all the ad
society, to the
hominems just
United States.
shows.
Ain't no
Listen, it
ad
shows
hominem, you
your character,
motherfucking
bro.
drone. You motherfucking drone, dog. I
All
don't like
right,
drones.
believe what you want.
I don't like drones. Where the fuck is your soul at? I'm hopeful to society. Society or what? This one? Are you kidding me?
Humankind, bro.
Human.
We going forward. These
Oh my
conversations are actually
God.
pushing culture forward.
You a drone, dog, and that's sad.
Hey, keep
That's
calling names. It's
ain't
easier to
no
call
name,
names than
dog.
it
That's an
is to understand
observation. That's an
someone, though, isn't it?
observation. Read the book
It's
1984.
very
Read
easy
the
to
book
call names versus
1984 and
trying
you'll
to understand
understand.
someone, isn't it?
Read the book 1984, you'll understand. That's why your ass came here on the motherfucking sip tip, damn near defending Steve Harvey. And that's why these niggas want to, you know what I'm saying, damn near project that on you on some doppelganger side of the game. But you talking about you hopeful for human society. Nigga, what the fuck does that mean in any specifics?
Listen, you being roguish, right?
I am
You
bogus,
gonna go
motherfucker.
off,
Ain't no
right?
being.
You gonna
Am.
go off, right?
Ain't no going off, nigga. This is me.
Yeah,
This
so
is
listen,
me.
in a
But you
society, it
answer
has
my
to be
bogus
some type
question.
of
I
conglomerate. It
understand.
has to be some type of
It must be
consideration
something about the energy that you don't
of
like. My bad.
rules.
My bad. Do you want me to talk
It
to you
has
a
to
little
be
bit
some type of
smoother? Do you want me to talk to you a little bit
no,
nicer?
you
All
can talk
right, man.
however you
No,
want.
no.
You know what I'm
The thing
saying?
is, you
Listen,
sound a little bit bitch,
if
man.
you
I'm gonna
listen,
talk to you like a
if
bitch,
you
man.
listen,
I'm talking
you
about
being
come here. Let me tell
emotional
you something, bro.
is on
I
you,
need
bro.
you.
I'm not saying that you don't
I
have to
need you.
be.
I need you to go into
You're
the
obviously
hopefulness of the
passionate about this,
future
right?
that you say that you see. You say you see a
And
hopefulness
you
of the
obviously
future of
don't
humans. So what do you
enjoy
mean? What do you
speaking
mean
in a
by that?
conversation of one person speaking
What
and then
do
the other
you
one.
mean
So I'm
by
gonna let
that
you speak,
of
bro.
the hopefulness of humans? What is this? This is very nebulous. We need bullet points. Can you provide us with bullet points with your hope? Can you provide us with bullet points for your hope? I understand you got hope. That's so hopeful. I get it. Hopeful for what? Humans and the future. I get it. Come on. You ever use a microscope? Come on, go. I need you to pinpoint some things. Can you do that? No? All right then. All right. You
You
got
see
heart.
the hold up, can you put that back up real quick? My fault. He said, young men better adjust to the current environment or perish. Most of the women you are dealing with don't belong to you. It's just your turn to enjoy their company. They see men as interchangeable, right? In knowing this, in understanding this, right? You have to act accordingly. Protect yourself at all times as a man. So, what she does or what she brings to, that's on you to decide if you're going to put up with whatever or deal with, because like I don't even know if he's still on there, but like Raj said, it's more than likely not even going to be 50%, not even close to it. That's what he said. And so if you know that what you're bringing is more valuable than what she is, or in your mind, then you have to act accordingly.
How does one not act accordingly? When
Well,
it comes
what is
when it
acting
comes.
accordingly?
Wait, no,
They
no.
dealing with hoes out here.
Wait.
And
No. But no, yeah, I was just finna expose you for seeing the shit. So the thing is, you see it, well, yeah, you come in on the defensive tip. I was just finna say, it sounds like you see it just on the Steve. Maybe you was on some fucking Steve Harvey doppelganger shit. Wait a minute, you see the fuck shit just like he does, but then you want to call us into a particular accountability? Who the
Let me
fuck is you, nigga?
let me call out this super chat real quick. Thank you, Tayshawn Dorset. Remember what Mr. Gregory said about hope? Laugh emoji, laugh emoji, laugh emoji.
yeah, hope is irrational.
Oh no. But the thing is, let's go along with your perspective. Is there is some progression or forward motion within it, right? Let's not just project it as being irrational, because I can cut the hope all the way the fuck out. But wait a minute, if you feel that you know what I'm saying, you getting something from it, and you can what I'm saying, share that with us, I get it. But the thing is, you also understand. Now, I asked you earlier, did you see the uptick in the poetry and all that, right? And you said, nah, it wasn't that, We can play the motherfucking tape. But then you want to
Yeah.
say, oh,
I
it's
said it
hoes
ain't even
around and
there
all
yet.
that.
You said hyper. I said it ain't hype yet. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
see,
We
now
we
you
just seeing
splitting
the
hairs, dog. Now
beginning.
I'm gonna fall back, dog. Now I'm end up saying something to
You
you,
heard what
dog.
I said earlier. You can
Brutally
play the tape
honest.
back.
All
Man, nah,
right,
go ahead. Keep with
Prime
your ad
VA.
hominems.
Let me speak at this point. Prime VA. Simpson black women love Steve Harvey but hate KS. Steve cheated on two women and ended up with a jump off.
Woo!
Mm.
It ain't
Wow.
no hate or love for either. I feel like get your money, black man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's pushing the narrative. You already know he got a book, Think Like a Man. Who is he talking to? He's talking to women, because as a man, you should already think like a man.
Mm.
Did you know that he stole the concept of a man that wrote that book and they took it and put his face and name on it?
Listen, white people been doing that for how many centuries? They'll take your whole recipe,
Yeah, but
call it
that's the point.
theirs,
That's the
call it
What?
point.
Jack
What?
We're
Daniels,
talking
right?
about.
You,
I'm
you
talking
talking
about
about
Steve Harvey.
lemon,
Hold
clear
on.
herbs, and spices?
We're talking about Steve Harvey. We're not talking about other white people.
Right.
White
I'm
people
just
do that.
saying that shit is
Don't
that's not
back
nothing new.
to
That's
white
not a
people.
new
We're talking
concept.
about Steve Harvey. We gotta stay on
Okay.
subject.
Yeah, get your money
Thank
back,
you,
man.
sir.
Like I said.
All right. So yeah. So when people think that he wrote that, he don't write shit. Matter of
Salute
fact,
chaos.
he's not in the receipts of talking about giving
He's the
money to
author though.
relationships. He's not off of nothing. A man wrote that.
He is the author.
And they stole that concept and he put his face and name on it. Period. And I talked to a man
and
that know about this.
he's benefiting from it.
Yeah, he only benefit because somebody stole some shit.
Yeah, it's the American way.
The
How you
salute
think?
chaos
How you think
right. What's
America
up,
was formed?
bro?
What you say, Ray?
Somebody
What's
stole
up,
some shit.
bro? Salute, man.
So, yeah. So when I hear these things about, a lot, my thing is this: a lot of people need to stop worshiping these celebrities, but we know black folks only emulate what celebrities are doing and try to keep up and live up to unrealistic expectations. And one of the things, especially man that's talking about, think like this, do like this, man has no bearing. You get me? He got married what, twice, 3 times, and even the last marriage he had to drop that for this. So it tells me, if we're gonna be honest, black men not perfect,
I'm
but if we're
sorry,
gonna be honest,
Kel.
this guy. Go ahead, what are you gonna say? Oh,
No, I said I'm
he's
sorry.
not
I'm
he's
laughing
not
at Tricky
no
Dick.
realm to speak on certain things personally. You know what I'm saying? So even in regards to pandering on it nonsense, and when we look at this thing with the sin with Shannon Sharp, yeah, Steve was always like this, personally. He's a reflection. He's like an old type of thinking. You get me? And let's be honest, majority of men that got money are not even easy off. They could be as the biggest simps and biggest tricks. And he's a well example. No man. Let's like this. No man, if any man that got money like him, you think they're gonna sit and wait for a chick for 20 years? That reminds me of Boyce Watkins, the same situation where he waited for this one chick for years, decades, and eventually he got married and he eventually married. Probably with no prenup.
Man, that man was in the back of the line, and he waited and
Yep.
waited and waited.
That was hilarious, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously saw value in that woman.
That was hilarious. He said he was in the back of.
I mean, the very back.
I mean, you wait your turn, and then once you get your turn, you enjoy your turn, and you move on.
He got these
Okay, but
same
then
back
you
of the
gotta
line
acknowledge
niggas
that
trying
you're
to tell
probably
you.
dealing with hoes, though. But see, if he dealing with a hoe and he can't acknowledge that the brothers who he's trying to call into some type of accountability is largely dealing with hoes due to the social condition that his hoe, the motherfucking fell under, he full of fucking shit, man.
You got these back
Look,
of the line
if
niggas
you
trying to
you
tell
gotta
you,
realize you
hey
dealing with
man,
hoes, you
you
are a
supposed to be
hoe.
in the back of the line for this damn woman, man. You come back here, man, back in the line with me, man. You gotta be back in the line for these women, man. Shit, you gotta let them have as many men as they want till they choosing. You gotta hope, you gotta stand there and wait. I don't give a damn 10, 20 years. You just gotta sit
That's the
there and
one you
wait.
want. Yeah. You got to realize there's other women out there. While you waiting in line for that one, you could have been, having your way with other ones. But you had, if you see value in that woman, you decide you want to wait in that line. That's on you.
But
That
see,
man
that's
said.
the thing is that's some oh shit, that's fucked up.
That man said he got his wife on Black Friday.
Oh shit, Kevin, you fucked up for that.
I'm
You
sorry, man.
fucked up for that, man. I feel like jumping off the panel for
I'm
that shit.
sorry, man.
Guys, he got his wife on Black Friday. Listen,
Oh, that's cold
nigga,
blooded.
Crazy,
nigga,
nigga.
don't tell me,
Oh
yo, listen,
shit.
That's
I'll never forget that shit,
cold
man.
blooded.
That's
Oh.
fucked up.
Cold
Hey, but
blooded.
but really, Kev, let's think about this.
Hey,
I
This
got
yo.
dude's
I got to roll another
attract
blunt.
people.
I got to roll another blunt on that one.
Yeah.
Straight behind you.
This is a trap queen. And one time was I on a panel with one chick, and she got mad at me and said, "Well, why are
Stretch,
you
fam.
complaining about this man? He's married to a black woman." So because a lot of black women live vicariously between Marjorie and the other chick that got married to Russell, Sierra, because they feel said I can have baggage and I can pull me a sucker.
Okay, wait, 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 wait,
Like,
wait, wait,
Mr.
wait,
She was
wait,
on
Sucker.
wait.
midnight
Wait,
release.
why y'all
And
call
that
that man a
sucker is
sucker though? Why y'all
shaming.
call? Wait, hold up. Why y'all call that man a sucker? What makes him a sucker? I don't know. I don't
I'm
know the
listening
nigga
to what you
name,
say.
but who she married to? What his name is? What makes him a sucker? Westbrook is that homie?
Sucker. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Chaos Rain said Sierra married a sucker. I'm like, why y'all call him? What makes him a sucker?
Who?
What
What
mean,
makes
Steve
George
Harvey?
Watkins a sucker?
No,
Oh,
not
Steve
Steve
Harvey.
Harvey. Not Steve Harvey. The dude who married Sierra
You talking about Russell Wilson?
Wilson. All right, well, that's Wilson.
I would say I'm pretty mixed on Russell Wilson, but if she want to be on display like that and he don't care, then what is it that can we say about that? I
I mean, but
mean,
they are entertainers, and
yeah,
that
they like celebrities live by a different set of rules from us,
yeah.
and it's up to us regular folk to call it out when it's nonsense. And you see, a lot of folks buying into the bullshit. Like a lot of men, a general consensus of men say they wouldn't allow their wives to dress like that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because that's Russell Wilson's wife. You
But see,
know,
the thing is, though,
Yeah,
how
that's the
can we
wife
say
he
that,
chose.
though, Kevin? Like, Kevin, how can we say that, though, now that I think about it? Like, we say, like, okay, we can't, compare to us because they live by a different set of rules, okay? That ain't the first time I heard that. But ain't that contradicting when it comes to the fact that, okay, they're supposed to be posing as role models in a sense? Positive
For
role
who?
models?
For who? Role
role
models for
model,
who?
role model. You want to be like Russell Wilson? You want to have a perm and say, hey, this nigga's baby is mine. Like,
Not,
is
not,
that
not
what
me,
you're
not
trying to
me,
say?
nigga. No, not Russell Wilson, nigga. No, not me, motherfucker. He's been shit. These other motherfuckers down with their crazy ass hairdos
Man,
and shit.
you want to listen to "Careless Whisper" by George Michael every morning? I mean,
Uh,
Yeah.
you stupid.
Yeah, I mean, look, having money doesn't give you discernment. It doesn't
yeah,
mean that you're gonna pick the right woman. You know what I'm saying?
Preach.
no, I mean, like,
He saw value in Sierra. He wanted Sierra. He got Sierra. I mean, same thing with Steve. He wanted Shorty. He got Shorty.
yeah,
Somebody in the chat said 2 dope boys later.
Hey,
Sierra thought she had a future with the other guy, but she ended up with Russell. Like,
No, okay. So all right. So the fact that Steve's chick was with two dope boys, she definitely had to be a hoe. Because if you ever had a D boy homie, you understand how to get down. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
oh, ain't no fun. The homies can't have none.
Well,
That's what you
nah,
think.
they got a lot of access, cuz. You know what I mean? They got a lot of access. You know what I'm saying? Due to customer base, due to, the industry, all that shit, right? So it's like, all right. But he chose her. So it's like, all right, you know what I'm saying? He's going to definitely be lying to himself of her poetry, possibly her whole ways. You know what I'm saying? Um, and the fact that he's been in the industry though, so what I'm saying, he's probably been dealing with hoes in the industry, so it's a lot different. Like in the industry, you have to make a hoe a housewife. If you don't, what I'm saying, enter that motherfucker with one in entertainment industry.
see, I say sometime down the line it's gonna be some controversy. So, even though it's not something right now where Sierra's complaining about Russell and that, trying to make him look like a fool, like Jada and Will Smith.
Oh God.
So,
Man, are we just bringing up all the celebrity couples that's been up for debate within the last year? Like,
I don't talk about celebrities. I don't give a fuck about none of them.
Yeah, I mean, most relationships different. You wouldn't know what happens behind the scenes.
yeah, like Russell Wilson might like to do things with a ball in his fucking mouth. Yeah, like
Pause.
shit,
I
like
wouldn't
for
put it.
real.
Look, in Hollywood, bruh, the thing, all them parties they be going to. You think they want to go to them parties? You think they want to go to every single one of them goofy ass fucking parties?
No,
Nah, nah. Some
nah, I
of that
don't.
shit is obligation. You know what I mean?
Man,
And them
hey,
bitches,
it,
and them
hey,
bitches
it
y'all
gotta
ain't
niggas
even
show
know if
up.
about
y'all had Russell
Hollywood.
Wilson
Shit, some of
money.
your best friends probably, into some wild shit. You wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Nigga, if y'all had Russell Wilson money, y'all be at them crazy ass parties too. Shit, we
Nah,
we we we,
nah,
we, we might see Rogus damn it with a damn ball and chain in his
Do
mouth
y'all
and shit
agree?
on
nah.
player.
Never
Hell
that,
Do
cuz.
y'all?
yeah.
Pause
Never
again.
that. Pause.
Hey, do y'all agree with Russell Wilson's?
Hyperbole.
BGS's assessment of Russell Wilson and Sierra that he might be holding Sierra out.
Of
You know, this
course.
whole nice guy thing might be a facade for something much darker.
Of
Like
course.
Russell
Yeah.
Wilson might be like
Most
yeah, like
preachers used to be pimps.
like you know
Yeah.
he be on them American Family Insurance commercial being like, oh yeah, you should follow your dreams, but get behind closed doors like, yeah, bitch,
Well,
yeah,
no. He
walk
ain't
around
acting
butt
Yeah,
like
naked
now
with
that.
his
I'm telling you,
thong
some of
out.
the best
Nah.
The
pastors was
boys
pimps
on their way
before.
over. Go ahead.
Nah. He not rocking it like that. I think what it is he's one of those cats who, I mean, it's probably white minded, so he can interact with his chick through the game. It's just that they game ain't the motherfucker ain't pimping and nothing like that. It's just that adherence comes with the game, the way that they play the game,
I mean,
almost like pimping.
how can you say roguish because we don't know? I mean, and it's that sounds, hey, how
It's
highly
because
that
it's
sound
in you,
how that sound highly plausible
because it's
of
in you
happening.
and not on you, and you don't see none of that in them. But one thing, but you got to take into consideration. Let's say that he is a lame. Just because he's a lame, don't mean that he's not intelligent. And that's what a lot of people fuck up. You know what I'm saying? That they don't people project lames as being, dumb. And it's like, nah. They just not dynamic. They just not live with it. Motherfuckers is still intelligent. They understand a good workable system when they see one. You know what I'm saying? And I don't get pimping from him. I don't get Mac from him. I don't get, you know what I'm saying? I don't get none of that. I don't even get that he's playing the cameras when in front of the camera or nothing like that. Nope. I just think that he's a, meat and potatoes motherfucker. And he understands what's effective in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Because those who understand that they are in the game of entertainment, those are the ones who actually win. Because they actually play the game to entertain. It's not to flex any type of ego or anything like that. It's longevity. I think he's one of those cats who's in it for longevity.
A good point. Good point.
Mm.
Yeah, Prime VA 757 says she said he was corny. So, you know what I'm saying? If he corny, but also a cornerback. You know what I'm talking about? So he may be corny, but again, that don't mean the motherfucker don't know systems.
All right, let's listen up, guys. I'm about to show y'all something else that involves Mr. Harvey. Yuck, 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 yuck.
Oh
Um,
shit! Oh shit! What's
all
up?
right, here. Let's look at this quote right here. To the, I guess to the right of the screen, says, "If a man loves you, he's willing to profess it.
Oh shit.
He'll give you a title after a while. You're going to be his lady, his woman, his fiance, his wife, his baby's mama,
Damn.
something."
You lying? You lying?
Yeah, that's
Damn.
love.
God damn. Derrick
If,
Jackson couldn't write that shit, nigga. What the fuck?
where's the lie?
Wow.
All right, here we go. Here goes another one.
Damn.
Women are the real reason we get up every day.
Ah.
I'm talking about real men.
Get your bitch ass.
If there were no women, I would not even have to bathe because why would I care? These are guys I'm hanging with. I wake up for a woman every day of my life to make it happen for her.
Oh, he a hoe. I
Oh
didn't know he was a
man.
hoe, man.
A whole bitch made, man.
That's
Like
a bitch
Captain of
made
bitch, Captain of bitch
man.
made,
Hey,
man.
I actually agree. I'm
God
not about to bathe or nothing
damn.
if it's all dudes. Fuck it.
What
For
the
what?
fuck?
Man, and you're gonna get roasted out your
Is
fucking
a shit
socks.
outside?
Roasted, nigga. So what?
What you
I don't
say,
give a fuck what
Captain?
you think about me. You get what I
Man,
mean? Like,
I get it. I
if
get
it
it
ain't
though,
no
man.
women,
I get it.
when you roasting me means what to me? Like,
Hey, yo,
I
that's so
mean,
hopeful.
I mean,
That's
you
so
got a
hopeful.
thick skin and a rank
You
smell,
just
but
separated yourself, dog. You just separated yourself from
but
my
but
yeah,
but
bad.
see, here's some
My
of the
bad
I'll be
with
point.
the
that smelly
So
accusation.
here's
I
some
one.
of the
know you
point I
ain't that
like.
bad, dog.
Here's some of the point. Here's some of the point that I make when I say that men really don't value
Who I'm trying to smell
themselves.
good for?
When
Yes.
I mean, I'm not saying smell good. I'm just saying don't be obnoxious around
put
people.
some
I
put some
mean,
I know what
cologne
you
he's
on,
gotta
and
talking
it's all
about.
men.
you ain't
Hey,
gotta smell like a
Paul.
French whore around other guys.
I
Okay.
know what you're
Hey,
talking
look.
about.
Hey, look. You said put some French cologne on for other guys.
Yeah,
Man,
cuz.
look. Let me read this though. Let me read this.
Wow.
He said he may not go shopping with you to buy a new dress for your office party, but a real man
Ain't that a
will
man?
escort you to that party, hold your hand, and proudly introduce you all around the party as his lady.
Oh, he a mark ass nigga,
I mean, but
cuz. I don't
why would
rock
I
him.
go around introducing her at her office party?
Hell no.
I
Wow.
already know her, man.
So he is
Okay.
grifting. Okay. I didn't know. Yo, I never read his book. I never watched none of his movies. I didn't, that whole thing like bullshit. You know what I mean? None. So this is my first time ever encountering any of this. He get this out of pocket? Does he do this on his show?
But remember, what drives a man? Real men do what they have to do to make sure their people are taken care of,
Okay.
clothed,
Fact.
housed, and reasonably satisfied. And if they're doing anything less than that, they're not men.
Oh
This
hell no, that motherfucker.
Where's the lie?
First of all, motherfucker, party, bitch. Hey, I don't give a damn what kind of party it is. That
Oh,
bitch,
now this is cringe.
she's gonna represent me to the best,
Now,
to the highest order.
now this is cringe right here.
What's up?
And I mean, like, I get the logic. This is what we were taught growing up, but but in the 2023 context, this shit right here get us put in prison. Like men are by nature hunters, and women have been put in a position of being the prey.
well, no, but
Man, do you know what that will set a feminist off?
I can
Saying
I
some shit like that.
no. That's not going to set her
Right.
off because that is very feminist. No, go back to it. Go back to it.
Okay, I mean,
That's very feminist in its element. Men by nature, men are by nature hunters, and women have been put in the position of being prey. Not by nature are prey, but have been put in the position of being the prey. So
Basically, what you're
basically,
saying is the motherfucker that made this quote is a damn feminist.
oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is a very feministic statement to make. Um, now he could possibly have been projecting it in an element of greater and lesser. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that all right, well, hunters are greater than the prey, which is lesser. So the hunter has a higher percentage of action, enacting, and all of that, right? Because
basically, the slickness, just in short, uh, throwing shade towards heterosexual men.
well, no. The thing is, have him chase you.
I don't
Have
know.
him do for you. You should be what it is that he wants. Everything that a fucking hunter does to catch prey. And it's like, well, no, that still doesn't talk towards family. He ain't talking towards family. This mark motherfucker is talking toward dating.
Right.
He projects
Yeah.
that family shit, but he ain't talking family. He talking dating.
Yeah, I don't think you can have a family without dating first.
Well,
okay.
I get it, but the things that he speaks of has nothing to do with motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, family.
The
It,
hunter supposed to go hunt the prey for the family.
well,
Hey,
no.
hey,
Go ahead.
hey, when people say certain things, I wonder do they think about what they said before? Because let me read this. Ladies, if you put your requirements on the table, that same table he was talking about, means risking a man walking away. It's a risk you have to take. So what you're telling
What?
so what you're saying is a woman can have requirements, but a
Right.
man can't.
Yeah, not for me
That
to have a standard. That's why he's
I don't see
anti-KS.
where he said that. He said if putting your requirements on the table means risking a man
wasn't he
walking
just talking
away,
about a table though? He
it's a
was just talking
risk you
about a
have to
table.
take.
Yeah, I
Right.
get it. But wasn't he just talking about a table? These young men
No,
talking about, so
he's
what
saying
you
putting it
bring
in
to the
display.
table.
It's like two
Like put
contradictions.
like letting your requirements
Contradictions.
be known. You get what I mean? Not necessarily on a actual
Now,
table.
no, well. I know it's all speaking in
It's
figurative terms,
it's
but
figurative, man.
yeah, I know all of that. But I mean, if you take this literal, and she is putting requirements on the table, yeah, it is your option of walking away. If she's not
Exactly.
if she's not willing to respond to you equal or in kind to what you bring. Now,
Well, how about you just receiving what it is, what was her requirements based upon a specific measurement, and it's like, yeah,
what
but
requirements do you usually hear though?
well, whatever it is, let's say that they are requirements that don't go along with what now a black manispherian perspective of valuing a black man is, because he could have made this statement after KS, you know what I'm saying, where he had to possibly succumb. I would like to see the year that he wrote that. You know what I'm saying, as a having to succumb to the factor of black men establishing a standard and women now having to hold to a standard.
Oh, this is
So if she put,
September 14th, 2015.
okay, 2015. All right, then. So basically, yeah. So the whole requirement. So with their requirements, meaning that you got risk a man walking away. If we were, you know, what I'm saying, as simpish as he believed us to be, as he purported us within the earlier shit that he was talking, right? Then our element of even having a standard wouldn't hold up to them presenting their requirements. You feel me?
Basically, what he's saying is, don't he's telling women don't be afraid to lay out your standards, even though you're running a risk of of having a man to walk away from your ass, not deal with you, but
Right.
but you gotta stand your ground, even though it's fucking ridiculous ass standards and requirements.
Exactly.
Right.
That part right there. Yo,
But
overinflated fucking standards,
for when
which would be
but
your
hold on,
generalized
but hold on,
Like the
requirements.
message you had up earlier, where the chick was like, "Oh, we're not splitting any bills,
but
sir."
but for when her requirements and all that is all null and void, because it's all about the man's requirements. Because if you're going about all what if you follow her requirements, that's going to be all of her focus. It's her requirements. She ain't going to look at your requirements. She said, "Fuck your requirements or your standards." It's all about her requirements. So therefore, in all actuality, you gotta say, "Fuck the bitch's requirements." It's all about me,
Well, no, no,
because you
that's
got
the
to
whole
show care
50-50.
for me, the man.
That's the
Okay.
potential of the 50-50 of it, though. So the thing is, let accept it that they're bringing requirements, but also, again, like you just said, they're overinflated. They're overinflated standards. Requirements here should be in quotation marks. You know what I'm saying? Perceived. Ladies, if putting your perceived requirements on the table means risking a man walking away, it's a risk you have to take. Because he understands that their requirements or their standards are overflated. He understands that from the jump. If he's intelligent to the point where he's been on movie set after movie set, encountered small hat after small hat, doing contract after contract, he ain't no motherfucking dummy. So right now, so you can say that, okay, yeah, he playing a role. It largely could be some boomer shit, some toxic boomer shit or something like that. But you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't think that homie was a dummy after all this time. He's too seasoned. I'm 44, and the things that I learned in my limited time of life, you know what I'm saying, as far as connection, skill development, all that shit is just clicking for me on a whole nother level. So as you get older, you get better. Now imagine, you know what I'm saying, you having access to the opportunities that he's had, the money that he got, the influence and shit. Get the fuck out of here. He's playing. This motherfucker. So somebody asked earlier if he grifting. I didn't know
I
this
did.
of him. Yeah, you asked. I'm gonna say, yeah, he's fucking grifting. He's making money. He's Derek Jackson and cuz.
Nah, him and Derek Jackson is competing, I'll say.
These bitches love all kind of motherfucking simps, cuz they ain't gotta fucking compete. They're fun all these low ass.
These two niggas are competing for that strag dime. They want the strags dime, man. They want our money.
It's enough. Look, it's enough of them to go around. Shit, these niggas will get their money.
Mm.
They get their Luciano.
Hey, get your money, black man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Be the best version of yourself. And if a bitch ain't willing to get on your program, don't listen to Don't listen to the most infamous mustache and all of simping. Uh, uh, just think for a second. I mean, a lot of the reasons why these conversations are had for real, is because young people taking bad advice from older men who went by a different set of rules
You mean old
that doesn't
niggas?
apply
These old
anymore.
niggas.
Old niggas, whatever, man. I mean, I get called an old nigga for
I'm 44, cuz I'm
for
considered old
yeah.
I,
nigga.
If you 38 plus, you an old nigga in goddamn modern black culture.
And I
I
wear the
mean, but
crown and
what
shit.
age group actually is listening to Steve Harvey that's taking to heart what he's saying? Like, is it like those who are
right.
between 30 and up,
Because now
No.
it
or
used to
younger
be
than
where
30?
people would listen to elders.
He's the new the thing is he's the new
I
Oprah.
mean,
I think
I got.
somebody I think I'm listening to Harvey, Oprah Harvey or something. Who's that? That wasn't listening. That was
And I got, and don't get me wrong, I got respect for older people. I
Mr. Me
mean,
Too.
as long as they're not on certain levels of stupid. I do understand. I do understand that they came from a different time, and we as younger individuals have more access to information than they ever would have. And so they had to go with the way that, they thought worked and survived off of. The thing is about today, we're privy to so much information at our fingertips, at our smartphones, at our
Mhm.
keyboards and our computers and everything, that and I'm not saying is you go to the internet to get your life from the internet, because before you come to these platforms, you should already have some things figured out.
Yep.
But the difference between the older generation and us is, with us, if we catch ourselves in certain situations and we get fucked over in those situations, we are more to blame because we had better information. That's
That's
just,
true.
yeah,
That's
we're
true.
more to
Right.
blame for that.
That's true.
So I mean, for spaces like the Black Manosphere to be effective, we got to stay steadfast to the information that has been given to us as younger individuals, because if we fall into the same traps, then it's our fault, period. And we can't, at the end of the day, blame someone like Steve Harvey, because we're hip to the stupidity at this point. We are hip to it. So no one has to listen to this fucker. No one. Ain't no one got to listen to no fucking Steve Harvey. It, and that's just what it is at the end of the damn day.
Let me get
You,
some pushback on one of those.
yeah, go ahead.
He did give some game one time on suit coordination. You know what I'm saying? Pieces. He dropped some. It's in a short, and he tells you how to exchange what colors with what, as far as the pieces and shit. And it's a lot of game in that. I give him props for that, because that was 100, Steve Harvey. But for this, nah, you grifting. The fact that they got those 3 bottles in front of them, like they finna sit there, chop it up, and drink all 3 of them motherfuckers like some alcoholics. I mean, all right, man, y'all motherfuckers just pushing some shit. You know what I'm talking about? So you possibly could just be talking some shit if you out there just pushing some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Tricky Nick, he directed his message to young cats. Young cats he cannot
Ain't that a
connect with.
bitch? How young?
Like young cats he can't connect with, because he
Mm-hmm.
refuses to see the situation that we're in as far as these women. Now look, now let me take this off. I want you let me take this off too. I want you to look at the heading that I used for my name. Out of the game.
Well, I
Out
ain't.
of the game. I am so
Momas,
happy that I am out of the game.
man.
Because
Yeah.
if
I know
I were looking
your ass
for a
is.
wife in 2023,
Yeah.
man,
Okay.
I'd be fucked up. I mean, I wouldn't have a choice but to work on becoming an even better version of myself. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And that's a lot of the problem with young men these days. Is like you can't do both. You can't uh You can't be the better version of yourself and expect anything out of these women. That gotta has to fall in place.
Yeah.
So what we're telling young men to do, and what Steve Harvey won't tell young men to do, is just become the best version of yourself.
But become the best version of yourself, and stack your bread, do what you got to do, and then once you reach a certain market goal, you know what I mean, of being able to uh, have enough financials, backed up, to where you can be able to have a decent lifestyle staying overseas, saying like for a month or so, doing the calculation of it all. So, and not going over there being, on some broke shit just with just enough. Now, you want to go over there with way more than once you come back, you'll still have a shitload of money left over. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I would say do that. And if you desire to seek, to find a woman, to be, in a relationship with, um, slash marriage, overseas is the best way. That's what I'll tell them. I'm not gonna tell a man, hey, go ahead and get married here.
I mean, I would love to be able to tell young black men to stick with the sisters, stay with the sisters, love the sisters, try to understand what these sisters go through in this country. You know, we have struggles that we will never ever know about, but I can't, because you know why I can't? Because I have to give people credit for being adults. I can't treat you like you're too. I can't keep treat you like you're too stupid if you understand English. I
Mm,
can't.
mm,
So I mean, so we got quite the dilemma here.
yeah.
So at the end of the day, like I said, you ain't gotta listen to niggas like Steve Harvey. He put these dumbass messages out here, and the best that we can do with this shit is to discard them and to not apply them to our normal everyday lives. If we apply this shit and we get bad results, it's our fault. It's our fault.
Okay, but
Period.
wait a minute now. Suckerism is the default though. So you know what I'm saying? How mad should we be at him if it's been the default, you know what I'm saying, for the longest?
Mm,
It just now started getting um what's the word? Unhinged, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
unhinged.
Or unfastened in position. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Somewhat shaken. So so some resistance is definitely to be expected, right? Um, but also perhaps maybe there's two factions of black men like that culturally.
mm,
You know what I mean? Like we haven't set any cultural borders and standards for ourselves. But perhaps maybe there are two factions of black men within, you know what I'm saying, black society when it comes to how they respond to the gynocracy. Whether the other side or the other faction of black men will acknowledge that a gynocracy is present and in operation and has been, you know, said for however long, you know, what I'm saying it's been
And they're
exposed.
willing to die for the gynocracy too. Let's not forget that.
Well, that ain't. I mean, that's up to them. You know, what I'm saying they handle that amongst themselves. But I'm talking about as far as there being possibly two distinct groups. So, you know, we differentiated between, you know, saying red pill, blue pill, whatever, right? Well, I mean, it's what's to say that they can't have their nation, they can't have their sect. You know what I mean? Like they ain't really speaking for us. You know what I'm saying? And their numbers are always have always been larger.
Well,
So
what that means is, niggas, what they're gonna have to do is build a great. They're gonna have to take notes, them of China, build a great wall of fucking America, and then put all the motherfuckers that want to have them deranged, crazy ass relationships and shit. Put them on one side of the damn wall, and not let one leak over. Damn it, nope.
mm.
mm,
Yeah, Robert Nelson. Oh, Kevin, where I'm from, the silent generation blacks had businesses. What their sorry boomer kids did, sold the properties to Asians and Arabs. They got on crack,
exactly.
yet y'all never talk about it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and that's a reflection of the parent.
Mm,
Eh, to a degree, because it wasn't crack. People on crack wasn't just a fucking destitute. A lot of people like to project that shit. Oh, you know, crack whore or you know what I'm saying, crack this cracked out dude, like motherfucker was just on the street homeless and smoking crack. Like, how the fuck you buy it if you're homeless and shit, right? Nah, this hit all elements of society because it was just the new thing to do. They were already partaking of other elements of it prior to it becoming, you know what I'm saying, in a form of crack rock. So, you know what I'm saying? It's but it takes the stereotypical social condition stigma upon it.
Mm. And yeah, and with what Robert Nelson just said, socially we're all punished for that in present day, because because those kinds of values that he was talking about, how the silent generation had businesses and they sorry boomer kids sold the businesses for a piece of change. What motivation did they give their Generation X kids? You know, they're telling their
Shit.
Generation X kids, "Oh, go work for this white man.
That was it. That was it.
Go
You'll
work
get
this
a job.
job, and
You'll
if
get a
you
job.
work hard enough, it'll all pay off in the end." What they didn't tell their damn kids was, you know,
Start a business.
once you get too old, they're gonna discard your ass and leave you with
Nope.
nothing.
Nope. Nope. They send you to the same schools so that
Yeah.
you get the same motherfucking jobs. And it's like you don't get no preparation for it. And it's like, well, y'all know it was bullshit when y'all was coming up as 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Y'all can't prep us for none of this shit. Nah, just do what the fuck them white folks tell you. And no, you can't call us slaves.
Well, at least they stopped calling us nigger out in the street openly.
Nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, black is just an acceptable way of saying the N word.
All right, well, okay,
Mhm.
well, nah, it was that until we actually lived some life into it and gave it soul. You know what I'm saying? That's why the whole rest of the world
Same as
start,
colors. It's like the
man,
acceptable way.
they're
Now
not
it's black.
Color,
acceptable to who though?
color.
Acceptable in society.
Color.
Oh
Let me
man,
tell
now you're
you.
gonna go on
Let me give you
objective.
this little tidbit. Like I was saying last night in my other broadcast about being the antagonist. I was talking to an older gentleman. And he was telling me that if you call somebody black back in the day, those were fighting words. I asked him
Yeah,
what I asked him what was the acceptable terminology. You know what he told me?
color.
Colored,
Yeah, don't
colored,
call me black, baby. I'm colored.
colored,
Color.
Oh
colored,
hell no.
colored.
But the funny
Yeah.
thing is, they took prestige in that. Like black wasn't something that they were called. Black was something that they started calling themselves.
I
And
I wonder. Motherfuckers, somebody can tell me when these black women, started desiring to, or with this obsession to have, want to be like white women.
on the
Like when did
plantation,
that,
on the plantation, where else would it have happened? Where else would it have occurred?
like when they start like,
Conditioned to believe that
they start
Eiffel
like
told
truly.
her.
They go into like this deep imitation of her, of her every action and her movements, the way she talks, her hair, and
You could assume. Okay,
just
now remember they grew. They largely they grew up. Okay, let's keep it real. They were brought over for, you know what I'm saying, the purposes of tending to the home, right? What do you think a black woman saw in the home? How you think she was treated, and very first thing you think you would assume her to even subconsciously acknowledge who isn't getting such treatment. Let's take it back to the 1600s, right? The 1600s. Okay, by what 1776, there's an Independence Day. But then you have, you know what I'm saying, 1863, 1865, right? A whole nother like them 300 years. How long does it take for a social condition created character to be epigenetically linked through such trauma? For you know what I'm saying? Like they're never gonna lose that. The issue is that the same thing with Steve Harvey. He is aware of it, but he won't acknowledge it and bring it, you know what I'm saying, permit there be a mirror of its analysis. Whatever, you know what I'm saying, ill shit or ill factor that is within them. The thing is that this is You know what I'm saying? It's not so much that they change it. How about you at least identify that you have this ongoing characteristic within y'all of this toxic allegiance to, you know what I'm saying, to things that are actually adversarial to black cohesion, to black enrichment. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So just that alone, not pointing fingers, not shooting accusations, none of that, because we all have our shit that we brought back from whatever, you know what I'm saying, the epigenetic traumatic link is, yada yada yada. Well, we look at ours, we get ours thrown in our face, we look at ours, we do self introspection. You know what I'm saying? There is a culture of brotherhood that is around it. The whole cultural element of game. You know what I'm saying? It's not just trying to holler at chicks or anything. If you ever received game at a young age from somebody who gamed you up, they wasn't just telling you about women. They was telling you about everything. That was part of our culture. Black women didn't receive that as part of their culture. As part of, you know what I'm saying? As
How
part of
to
their
properly maneuver, how to properly maneuver through life, and how to be a woman. Yeah, in a relationship.
yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah.
know how young we was getting that from just random young men, random old men that'll just give you. You ain't never had a random old black man just give your ass some game out of the blue.
Oh
Never.
Yeah,
yeah.
I've had that. I've
Yeah.
had
Yeah, they don't get that.
Yeah, but let me read this super chat from Marcus B28. Appreciate it. Said to hell with all of that, have your faction, keep the peace, agree to disagree, because people like him refuse to let the red pill, passport bro, etc. exist.
Respect,
Hmm.
Yeah.
respect.
Okay, and Robert Nelson, why is rogue? I think he means roguish.
Yeah,
Why is roguish keep bringing up black women? Why are the men so scared of that white man? That's our main issue. We love that white Jesus too. We're both in a bad state. Would you like to respond to that, roguish?
Yeah, I respect. We'll keep it up. Why Rose keep bringing up black women? Well, okay, one, I let's just keep it real. There are other half, right? And objectively, we can speak upon ourselves as a whole. You know, so again, we're talking about family. I don't talk relationship. I don't know about all that relationship. I talk about what relationship brings later on down the line. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the most important thing. Um, I think what it is that nobody's scared. Nobody's scared of the white man. I think that most cats just rather play a more smart game of of navigating streamline, and you can do that, right? You do have a lot more different styles of Americans here, different citizens, non-black, non-white, who are able to do so within a minority, more of a minorityism, as opposed to just a black identity, right? So, you know, so yeah, some brothers can operate like that. Um, the thing is, it's not a fear of white man. It's not the whole thing, white man, white Jesus. Eh, when it comes to that, that's pretty much the gamut of what everyone runs. You know what I'm saying? When anyone comes to this land, whiteness is not just an element of identifying the people. It is also the power dynamic of this nation, of how it was established, of how it operates, right? So it's not necessarily, you know what I'm saying, scared of the white man. When you say scared of the white man, what do you mean? Scared of enacting in what manner? You know what I'm saying? Because white men don't really do too much for us to be afraid of them. I don't, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing. I don't think we've ever, you know what I'm saying, been afraid to them. I just think is that most black men have elected to not engage in, you know what I'm saying? I guess with the reflexive, you know what I'm saying? What the reflexive response would be for anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And you got to take that into consideration of again, we have a different relationship with them. It's not just that, all right, this is a threat and this is an enemy, and you handle a threat, you handle an enemy. It'd be different if that was the case, because that means we'd be operating from
a cultural source unconnected to that which we're about to engage. We're connected to these motherfuckers. It's different. It's different. It's different how we're connected to the culture. To It's different how we're connected to our social relations. It'd be different if it was one people and a different people. Nah, this is we came up together up in this bitch. You feel me? So it's not necessarily fear. Um, and the whole white Jesus thing. I mean, hey, you know what I'm saying? Again, it is what it is, dog. When it comes to religion,
Let me,
everybody.
let me,
Go ahead.
let me tell you something. I don't think that we black men up here are generally afraid of white men and praise and exalt white people in general. But I do understand and realize is that with black folks, there is this whole thing about trying to avoid giving accountability to white people
Yeah,
in order to attack black men. So
yeah.
we got to understand that yeah, there's a lot of shit that is incorrect about the way we communicate and what we do focus on. But I also get Rogash's point as to yeah, these are our other halves and they do directly affect us as opposed to the white man who we're not connected to.
Mm.
But I also get Robert into the point where maybe we do need to start attacking things from a policy standpoint. And when we do that, we are going to have to directly confront them.
Oh, most definitely.
Mm.
Now, there's definitely going to have to be a confrontation, but you're not going to be able to confront without a cultural foundation. The thing is, black people ain't standing on nothing but their citizenry, the purported citizenry, which doesn't really qualify as one that is of a decent value because it one is not primary. It let's say it was secondary, right? It's definitely been lowered to tertiary, right? Now, 2023, would y'all say we a tertiary, quadrary, or whatever? How many new motherfuckers it is over here who wasn't here back in the 80s?
Mm.
You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? It's like I said, it's it would be nice if we could just have a cut and dried, you know what I'm saying, solution to this, but we can't because we're interwoven in this shit capillaristically. You know what I mean? It's not just problem solution. We're a lot more attached to this hoe, unfortunately.
Yeah, so what you're saying, Rogish, is there are many intricacies.
Yeah, it's many intricacies, and they could actually all be served with the adequate culture. But what does it take to get a people to embrace specific cultures?
Mm.
And right now, people have been social conditioned into having to be entertained into partaking of cultures.
Mm. Yeah, we're told what our culture is through entertainment, and,
Yeah, yeah,
and we don't have a real grip on who we are. And this is something I said in the past. Most of what we consider black for real,
yeah,
I mean, came from the television. You
Well,
know,
people,
it came from pop culture.
well,
yeah.
consider, like I said, consider the fact that a lot of people, a lot of black folks have been brainwashed to believe that that the culture to be is or to adapt to is white culture.
I mean, but the thing is, that is the default culture of the United States, and the issue is
Yeah, I
that
disagree.
it's just well, not America, but the United States. The issue is the same thing, the same objective factor that is with English, right? We speak English, but it's not our first language. It is our first tool of communication. But the way that we use English, you can tell that we had a language prior to it because we tried to insert the ways of understanding language, period, from that earlier language within English so that it's a lot more understandable and navigational for us, right? That's what I'm talking of when I say culture. That's what I'm talking of when I say, all right, even if it's subculture, it's still a greater effect of culture because it is something of us that we use that we can use to navigate for our betterment. Exclude, you know what I'm saying? Where we're the larger benefiter. But it takes a particular perspective of viewing the the values of reality. Right now, it's largely white, and folks don't like acknowledging that that is their general perspective. That is their objective perspective. Because you got to acknowledge that you program, you got to acknowledge you're a drone, you got to acknowledge possibly a slave, no matter what your social standing is, no matter what your income is, or anything like that.
And it's not just some black folks that I see,
No, not
in
at
a large
all.
percentage of, it's also Asians too
Yeah,
that come over here
yeah.
and feel like, okay, in order for them
They
to
turn white in a
communicate,
motherfucker, dog. Asians,
in order for them to communicate with us over
Arabs.
here, the
Yeah,
main hub of culture that they go to for that,
yeah.
to be their antenna is the white culture, to talk all properish and all that shit.
Nigga, if they ain't coming over here being them, who the fuck is they being? Pilgrims. Shit. True and true.
All right, all right,
I'm all for being your natural self, man. I don't know about all that other shit.
all right. All right. Listen up. I see Ian Graves down there. He's asking for a link, but
What
here's
Ian
the
cool.
thing. Here's the thing. Here's the
Yeah.
thing. I'm about to shut
Are
this
you about to go to sleep? Yeah, it is.
motherfucker down.
It is Monday.
Let me go ahead and announce this. Sunday, I'm gonna do something that I have never done before on this channel.
The
Uh,
smoke.
I'm gonna do a smoke show.
Mm.
I don't know exactly how great an idea that is, but this channel is called Black Men Being Brutally Honest.
Yes, sir.
So sooner or later, I gotta live up to the moniker.
Mm.
So,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
anybody, and I'm gonna announce this, anybody that disagrees with the content that I put on this channel or have some type of disdain for the Black Manosphere, feel free to show your ass up Sunday night.
Oh, I know.
Now, if there are some, now if there are some, that
Motherfuckers
are
looking for me.
supporters, depending on how wild it gets, you can hit the link too. But this is this look, enough is enough.
Well,
Enough is
hey,
enough.
that's what
Let's
it
start
is.
nipping this shit in the bud.
Hell
As
yeah.
as
Let's
black
do it.
men, sooner or later we're gonna have to put our foot down.
Let's do it. Let's
And,
do
and
it.
it's like I've done so many other shows talking about other great shit that motherfuckers won't show up for. But whenever there's fuckery afoot, they'll show up for that. But I'm doing Sunday show to prove a point.
Yeah.
But as far as this topic goes, last words, fellas. Go into final statements.
Uh,
Oh,
they just basically saying no matter what you guys do, no matter what you Sims do, we're going to stand our ground in the manosphere, along with the habitual line steppers. We're going to stand our ground against you simps,
mm.
and we are not yielding to your ways, no matter what you do. And that's all. Peace out.
All
Peace.
right, Ray Hama, the Hama Force.
And I'm
Peace
Hope
ash
you
out.
out.
and hope you and Baki and Ujiro have a great week. Uh,
Oh man.
Booga!
all right. Who else?
Peace
Let me
out.
Who
mash
else?
out. Let me mash out. Respect, man. Thanks for the sharpening as always. Thanks for the hospitality. Long live the Bishop Line stuff. You know what I'm saying? K
Long
Rock
live.
rocking it. You know what I mean? I think what it is that we learned that you're gonna have some folks who can't be honest, right? Um, they can't be honest that they are aware of the deterioration of the social contract and looking to maintain something that's been dissolved by the party that they are purportedly there to represent a long time ago. In the words of Dave Chappelle, is chivalry dead? It is. And women killed it. I'll holler at y'all, man. Respect.
All right, Rogish. Thank you once again for coming through. Long time friend of the channel. Who else wants SO? Hopeful. Any last words?
Yeah, appreciate you for letting me come up and speak my piece. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, chivalry is going to be dead if we allow it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to open doors no more, if she can, open her own door, all that, then let her. It's not like she's not capable. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's more nuance that we see into these conversations. It's not the same. Chivalry don't look the same how it used to. You know what I'm saying? Now it's a different way to go about it. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay. And also, SO, yeah, I know things got a little heated, and but as a host, I do like different opinions. I don't want you to believe that this is some type of sick echo chamber type environment. So I do appreciate that you stood on yours. I
Yeah,
will say
hey, I
that.
appreciate you for letting me speak. You know what I'm saying?
Word,
And
word, word,
respectfully.
word, word. Thank you for respecting this channel as well. That's what matters to me. Chaos.
Yes, sir. Shit. I have nothing to say. Only thing I could say is that you know how Steve Harvey goes. I gotta keep making that money. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna be my truth. I'm gonna tell my truth. I'm a,
Yeah.
I'm still talk about you young and older black men niggas. And says something wrong with y'all. What's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with you niggas? In regards to saying that, she brings forth fruit of life. And I say, well, fruit of life is not enough in the 21st century. And how we know? The amount of women that still give birth, they're giving birth to, unfortunately, dudes that's, you know, not doing anything of substance. They can lay up on your couch, probably not provide you not even one something, and they'll still get a womb out of it. So that notion, Mr. Harvey, is debunked.
All right. Thanks once again, Chaos, for coming through. And I'll end with this. When I become Steve Harvey's age, which is a good 20 plus years from now, um, if I have breath in my body at that time, I'm not going to give younger men horrible fucking advice. I'm not going to. I'm going to tell young men to avoid these motherfucking pitfalls and just focus on being the best versions of yourself, and all that other shit will fall into place. Stop telling these men that I said men's, oh my God. Sorry about that. Men, stop telling these men that they have to sacrifice themselves in order to get a smidgen of approval from the opposite sex. Have the attitude, shit, she's supposed to be seeking my approval. She's supposed to be looking to me. It ain't supposed to be me being led by her. But that's all you can expect by dudes like Steve Harvey. Some of the shit that I read, I mean, I could kind of see it, but that it's cringy as fuck, and especially for 2023. So it's great to have a free thinking mind because we can think of better ways to do things. So that's pretty much all I have to say. And again, I will say you ain't gotta listen to niggas like Steve Harvey. Make men like this matter less and less, and let's get into more forward thinking for black men in general. Black men first. Yes, like uh like uh like what's his name says. Shoot, I can't think of his name for shit right now. I feel grown man business, like he says, black men first. Shoot, fellas, learn how to put yourself first, and don't be afraid to tell women the truth. Shoot, some of the best experiences I've had with women, granted, before I got married, was me being 100% brutally honest with them. You will never know how much fun you can have being brutally honest with a woman. You ain't got to be rude. Just be honest and see how that plays out. But, anyway, don't treat yourself as less than her. That is one of the biggest mistakes you can make. And niggas like Steve Harvey want you to do that. So fuck him. Period. I don't give a damn. Fuck that nigga. So anyway, let Tricky Nick, look, I see you down there. You say this is your first live. I'm gonna quote. I'm gonna quote the Planet Eater Unicron from Transformers the movie in 1986. It pleases me to be the first. So definitely, man, come back through. You're appreciated. And with that being said, I'm out. Long live the habitual line steppers. In Kev we trust, and black men, especially when you don't give up, you win. Peace out.